Hello everybody and welcome back to another day of Gloomhaven. Sorry for the slightly delayed start here. Had some difficulty pressure cooking some beans. Took a little bit longer than expected, so just a slight cooking delay, but we're here now and we're ready to go with scenario 47, Lair of the Unseeing Eye, which will be a boss fight. Accordingly, we will be just doing +2 difficulty again. I think our party is quite poorly suited to boss fights. We've got an AoE focused character, support / AoE disabling character. Quartermaster is more single target, although, I mean, debatably so. The Quartermaster has so far been the weakest member of our party with the change to stamina potions. So we shall see. All right. So I think doing +2 is quite reasonable for a boss fight. And then depending on how it goes, we might look into doing +3 for what we'll finish with today. So let's make sure that we do have the correct level set up. So we have 6, 6, and 5. This would give us 17 divided by 3 will be just under 6, and then halved would be just under 3, so +2 would be 5. Yep. All right, perfect. All right, so we need to start with a city event. Let's just make sure that everything's going fine here. Yep, all good. Okay. So let's just change input, do our city event. There's no road event. I think we accidentally did a road event last time when we were going to this scenario, but there should be no road event because it is linked to Gloomhaven. Or no, maybe we didn't. No, I think we probably accidentally did. Anyway, we do have a city event. I gotta actually read this. I actually don't remember the outcome of this one, so it's actually gonna be a tough choice. All right, let's go with that. Yeah, fair enough. That seemed like the right choice. All right. Well, we got nothing from that, but I think that's okay. I was just drinking a sip of water. All right. So no road events. This means we just have to set up immediately. We need to, clean out the decks, which are full of all sorts of things. Playing with curses and blesses certainly adds a fair amount of setup and teardown time. Actually forgot to take care of this because I had a little time while finishing the pressure cooking. There are the blesses. Here are the curses. Try to get to that many blesses again. It's probably our best chance for actually beating this scenario. And over here, same thing. Just 2 blesses, then there are going to be a bunch of curses in the monster deck as well, right? All right. That's all the blesses, that's all our curses. We've got 8 in here. We managed to end this scenario with 8, huh? Oops. What the? Right. And curses. All right. So we have everything set up that way. All we need to do is set up our hands. Quartermaster's hand should probably remain the same. Oh, wait, no. The last scenario, was it movement oriented? Did we swap something in or something out? We took out Iron Bulwark. Let's look at what the boss does, shall we? So AoE attacks and AoE attacks. Okay. And he is immune to forced movement. He is not immune to wound or poison. Fortunately, we don't have any of that. I mean, we do have wound. We've got a lot of wound. We have no poison, which is a shame because poison would significantly increase our damage on him. It's always fun to see which conditions affected by an immobilize. Obviously does nothing since he does not move. This is the origin of all the deep terrors. So he summons a deep terror and then attacks at -2 or -3 in some sort of crazy arc. So this does mean we want to move a lot. So why would we want to move a lot if he's always going to hit us? Well, because moving can actually make it so that we only get one person hit. We basically are always going to have one person hit, but we kind of want to dance around so that only one person does get hit. Let's see here. So what could we consider cutting? as usual, it would probably either be Reserved Energy or Impaling Spear. Impaling Spear is actually going to be quite bad here because it's a boss fight. We'd rather higher damage. And yeah, I suppose Iron Bulwark's bottom is probably going to be more valuable than Impaling Spear. We still got this as a move 4 additionally. We don't need one more move 4 in a small move scenario. We've got an attack 3 on bottom could actually be interesting. Getting just some bottom damage. So is that actually better maybe than Iron Bulwark? Damage is certainly going to be more valuable than shield while fighting him. I mean, he hits for 8, although we're like 5 or 6 most of the time, but still. So we definitely want to keep this. Should we cut reserved energy as well? I mean, we've still got an attack 3 here, but we'd like to use Giant Club as a top. It's an interesting question. I'm afraid we might not have enough move. I mean, we would still have both of these, but we're likely to use this in the first room as a top, so this would really only leave this as a movement action in the top room, or in the first room. How far do we have to make it? So if we start like here, not having enough movement could be a bit rough. But a bottom attack is nice. The biggest problem with the bottom attack is that we don't pair it well with the top attack. No, I think the biggest problem is initiative, right? So our best top attacks, I mean, our melee top attacks, I mean, we technically have this, but this is just 3 and 3 in that case. Oof, it's kind of rough. We'd be better moving and doing one of our better range attacks, right? I mean, theoretically, haste and step plus this could actually be good. 2, 2, and 3. It's kind of the best combo, the most realistic. Again, we like to use Giant Club as a top. Ugh, this is tough. I mean, obviously reserved energy is pretty useless against him. All right, let's do this, I suppose. So the downsides here is A, we're giving up our good late initiative. Now our best late initiative is 77, which is unreliable, I would say, at best. So that's bad. We're also giving up a move 4, and now we have just one move 4 and one move 5, except again, this one at the very least we always want to use the top. This one we can consistently use the bottom. So we kind of just have a move 5 and then all move 2s after that. But we've got our boots, and it's a boss fight, so I think this is probably the safer choice. I mean, the correct choice certainly while fighting the boss. The question is whether we get punished leading up to it because we go like this. All right, let's have a look at what we're up to here. We'll also have to cut a card. So obviously our disarms and stuns are going to be quite bad here against this boss. I mean, in a boss fight. But that being said, it'll still be very good leading up to the boss fight. We definitely do want to bring Power Ballad, I think. Obviously, just adding more damage against the boss is quite valuable. We didn't bring Defensive Ditty last time. I don't think we want Defensive Ditty here either. If we do want a defensive song when we fight the boss, I think we'll be better served with Disorienting Dirge. And the shield is theoretically good because he does AoEs, but again, we're going to try our best. I mean, is it possible to actually position for this AoE so he only hits one person? Yeah, because he always has to hit his focus. So if you just put the other... No, it's not, right? Yeah, you just have to have the other people kind of in a line on the opposite side of whoever his focus is. It's tough to have his focus be the Quartermaster, though, because the Soothsayer has better initiative. I guess if the Quartermaster is adjacent and the Soothsayer is one away, yeah, that works. All right. Because Defensive Ditty is good if he hits lots of people, but the goal is not to let him hit lots of people. Our other characters have low HP pools, so we can't really let them get hit, whether we have Defensive Ditty or not. So I don't think we want to bring that. And I do think we want the extra attack from Power Ballad. So this just leaves us one card that we have to cut. Well, I mean, if we can't really go next to him, maybe we can't use Nimble Knife. At the same time, having a move 4 seems pretty important for getting through this water, and we can get rid of it before the boss. We definitely want tuning the outcome, because, I mean, I guess that's another reason we want this. Piling in a bunch of blesses. Well, let's set up the first room, because we can obviously decide based on what we see in the first room, I believe. Yeah, because you set up the first room first, yeah. And we'll see our battle goals, and then we can decide if we, I mean, because theoretically it would be nice if we could cut throw voice. It's just the question of whether we need it in the first room or not. I know it sounds crazy to try to cut throw voice, but all right. I mean, while over here, we also have to cut a card. Now that we have Simulacrum. We definitely, I think, want to keep Formless Power, especially for a short boss fight. I mean, this can essentially just add 1 damage per turn, which is pretty good. I think I still want to have one of the move 3s, even though I won't need it by the time we get to the boss. The boss can be wounded, but I mean, theoretically, either of these things can be used to wound, so this doesn't matter so much past the first room. Similarly, I guess we should really set up the first room, grab battle goals before we decide which card to cut. All right, so let's set up the first room and then grab our battle goals. So we have Elite Lurker, Regular Lurker, Regular Lurker, Elite Lurker, and that's it. So just Lurkers in the first room, huh? Means there are going to be some other things with the boss. Elite, regular, and the last regular is right here. Okay. Also sucks that we finally bought the Doom Compass and we're fighting a boss who's immune to force movement as well as a scenario with no traps. Oof. But, you know, so be it. Okay. All these things from last time. Let's grab our battle goal. Use no items during the scenario. Gain 13 or more experience during the scenario. Oof. Well, we definitely want to use items. It's a boss fight. 13 or more experience also seems very unlikely. Guess we'll play a lot of losses, but unfortunately our losses all give 1 experience. I'm not really sure why that is. This class doesn't exactly swim in experience. So we probably get neither of these. It kind of sucks. I mean, we could always get Purist, but we really don't want to get Purist. Boss fight's not going to be easy for us, even on +2. No, I mean, I think it's more we take this because theoretically it can be done incidentally, whereas we're definitely not going to try to get Purist. Purist is... There are a few battle goals that I just kind of don't like their existence on either end of the spectrum. For example, Professional is either it's impossible for you or it's much too easy most of the time. You don't really have to think about it much. Purist, I kind of feel the same way. I mean, so Professional I think is mostly on the too easy end of the spectrum, and Purist I think is on just the too punishing end of the spectrum. I'm not a huge fan of that existing either. Oops, sorry, just fixing this. There we go. But yeah, so I'm not a huge fan of that battle goal. All right, kill 1 or more elite monsters. Kill a monster in the scenario by causing 4 more points of damage. Ugh, that sucks. I mean, we really, really want perks on the Soothsinger, right? We're 1 check mark away from getting a perk too. So we're gonna try to kill an elite. We're obviously not really the killer in the party. So both of those kind of suck for us, but it's more likely we can kill one of these 2 elite lurkers than we're gonna overkill one of them by 4 or more. All right, explore a room or never drop below half. Well, it's very unlikely we never drop below half, and we can certainly control opening a room, so that's pretty good. Unfortunately, I think our perk deck, I mean, it's crazy to say this, but our perk deck is probably the worst. No, I guess Elementalist is the worst of the 3. Ours is the second worst. I mean, everyone's is worse than Soothsinger, so I guess that's fair. But yeah, I mean, at this point, there's nothing that really appeals to. I mean, like add target is okay, rolling +1s are okay. At some point, maybe the +0 refreshes. I mean, the +0 refreshes, I guess, are good with the Doom Compass, kind of. All right, so we know what the scenario looks like now. Let's grab our 3 people. I didn't delete. Oh yeah, they're down here. Huh. Got scared for a second there. All right, so we need to start somewhere in these 6 hexes. Let's have a look at what these lurker stat lines are. So they got 3 movement, right? So the back ones never make it to us, and the front ones pretty much always make it to us. So the best thing to do is to try to not let the elite hit multiple targets, since he hits quite hard. I mean, they all hit pretty hard. So what if we do something like, I mean, I guess we could also, we have to CC one of them, so I guess we could also just try something like, for example, this. We CC the elite. Well, with 3 movement, he still hits 2 people. But I guess there's just not really any way around that. If we move up to here, no, 1, 2, 3, he still hits 3. I mean, or 2. He's always hitting 2. Yeah, right, fair enough. Well, we'll see. So I think we probably want both of our crowd control options still. It means we have to cut a card. I mean, Echoing Aria is enormously valuable. It's bad against the lurker. All right, Echoing Aria, that's an interesting point. It's bad against the lurkers because they have Pierce. It's theoretically good against the boss, but how good is it actually against the boss? So our positioning would precisely have to be like Quartermaster here, boss, space, Soothsinger. Because if Soothsinger's here, then it's just Soothsinger getting focused. It's pretty harsh positional requirements. At the same time, yeah, no. I mean, he does attack for AoE and it's AoE shield, so it seems difficult to pull it off, but it also seems like it has a very high upside. Bottom healing is okay. This is good before we get there to pile some curses in. The bottom wound is also valuable against the boss. The bottom strength and a power balance even good. If we switch to Disorienting Dirge in the in the boss fight, then we can just give some bottom strengthens. Everything we have is good. Ugh, Soothsinger problems. It probably has to be one of, it probably should just be Nimble Knife then, to be honest. All right, goodbye Nimble Knife. I mean, giving 2 blesses is just more valuable than giving 1. All right, and as for here, I suppose it could be this. No, in that case it should be this. This is our best initiative is the nice thing. But I suppose that doesn't matter so much. So this creates ice for this, but if we're going to cut this, then this ice creation means nothing to us, although this is a 17 initiative move too. Creating any element. I mean, this creating fire sets up the top of this. We could also cut this, but then we don't need this anymore, except this does work with that. So I guess it's kind of always whether we cut Infernal Vortex or Ice Spikes, I suppose. Or, oh no, we took both of the move 3s. Whoops. Wait, that means we should have another card down here that we actually like. Oh, Shaping the Ether. Now that we have now that we have Simulacrum, too much magic. Now that we have Simulacrum, we actually don't need Shaping the Ether anymore, nor particularly want it. So actually, we can keep all these things. We can just cut one of our move 3s. Which one are we more likely to use? Well, this one uses ice, gives 1 experience for ice, so I guess that makes that slightly more valuable. Oh, this also can attack 3 with ice, but I think we hope to be doing better than just attack 3s when we're facing the boss. All right, yeah, that looks fine. So, what is our plan here? So like I said, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, he can never reach us, even if they get +1 movement. It doesn't change anything. So just the 2 in the front that we have to worry about. Wounding one of them seems valuable. Might as well lead with a bladed boomerang. How valuable is shielding ourselves? How much pierce do they have? I guess the regular has only 2 pierce, so if we do shield ourselves for 2, then we actually gain some value from our armor. It's better than nothing, I suppose. Kind of want to CC one of them, but it's also hard to CC one of them because we really like to get a song up right away. Unless we use the bottom provoke terror. Ooh. God, this card is so insane. But that's actually got to be correct. That's bottom CC. Then we have a slow 19 here for our song. That's what's nice about Defensive Ditty is you can get it up right away. It has fast initiative, so you can play it as a song first turn, easily getting it up before them. We could play the top of Echoing Aria as a song. I think Power Ballad's better. The only thing I don't like about doing this combo is, well, like I said, we're going kind of late, which is bad twofold. One, it means that the Quartermaster is not going to get the bonus for his attack because he's going to attack before us. So maybe we'll try to have the Quartermaster go after. Going after 19 would have to be... I guess we don't need the shield so much. I don't think we want Sharpening Kit either. Ugh, the initiatives just don't work out here. Because if we go at 19 here, then the Quartermaster benefits from the song, but then the Quartermaster has to go after 19, which is difficult because even we have 19, but 1940 also doesn't work. We really want to use this, but then we go before. I mean, then we're only missing on 1 damage, and it's probably safer. How valuable is the shield if we're pushing one of the enemies away, though, is another fair point. Probably still reasonably valuable. There's still the other enemy that hits us. But is it better to save the shield for when they all end up getting here? That could be a fair point. Because pushing one away means that 3 are going to end up coming towards us at once. So in that case, we could go slightly later. I guess we can actually just use this for initiative and get it back. We're always going to want to use an endurance potion charge anyway. I don't want to play the bottom of Sharpening Kit here because I'd rather play it when everyone's going to attack. I mean, technically everyone is going to attack, but she's attacking before us since we want to get the song. It's kind of negative synergy, Power Ballad plus Sharpening Kit. But like I said, so we can actually just use the bottom of Sharpening Kit just for initiative here, which is perfect. Then we go just after 19, so that works out well. So here we want to go after 19 as well. Typically not a big issue for us, as we are quite slow. Definitely want to use Burial. And then something on top to generate some elements. I guess Crystallizing Blast. Don't have a lot of range for that, though. But I guess if we go late enough, they should have moved back up. So we actually want to be like this, then. That way with Crystallizing Blast we have 1, 2, 3 range, then expand, hopefully hitting some of them when they've moved up. This lets us make a lot of attacks and create a lot of elements to hopefully do a very good simulacrum next turn. So we would prefer to go later in the hopes that they move up more. Alright, and to reduce the risks of them consuming our ice, like the dicks they were last time. Alright, this seems reasonable. Let's reshuffle everything one last time for good measure. Oops, that's not shuffling. That is. There are negative scenario effects. Ugh. At 3 curse cards to each character's attack modifier deck as a scenario effect. And like I said, none of us can ignore scenario effects. Woof. Alright, well, I just got a lot worse. I also have to say that I'm generally not a huge fan of curse scenario effects for boss fights. I guess it kind of makes sense as a check on classes with very small modifier decks, like the Scoundrel, for example, who plans on doing a very high amount of damage. It's kind of a way to prevent them from stacking blesses and stuff like this. But the reason why I don't like it is because I'd rather boss fights be tuned around the abilities versus the abilities of the party and have like a reasonable balance. Adding curse effects just creates an automatic sense of or sort of variance for these types of scenarios, which is not really, I think, the best way to tune them. All right, so that was the only special rule. All right, let's go. Yeah, so they're trying to consume our ice, but they're going after us. Making a wound attack, a little bit annoying. And not getting minus movement. All right, well, we'll figure things out as we go. So we're going to begin by starting Power Ballad. All allies add +1 attack to one of their attacks each turn, so that's active. And then we're going to use the bottom of Provoke Terror as an attack 4 range for push 3. So this should always be this one we push, certainly. We'll figure out what we do about this one afterwards. All right, so we're hitting the Elite with an attack 4 range for push 3, and we will certainly be using the push here. Let's go. Oh, what a start. What a start. All right, 1, 2, doesn't really change much, sure, 3. Okay, so then we're done. So the next up is the Quartermaster. So the Quartermaster is going to gain 1 experience by doing Bladed Boomerang, which is going to give us an attack 3, thanks to the buff, targeting Lurker number 4. We haven't set their health yet. Let's do that. 11 and 15. Oops. Okay, so attack 3, range 3 wound, targeting Lurker number 4. Oh, man. I mean, this one at least is more understandable because we've got all those curses in our deck. Getting a Naked Miss to start off the scenario is a really rough. All right, how can we, is there any way we can position ourselves so this doesn't hit multiple people? Not really, right? 1, 2, 3, or if we go here, he goes 1, 2, 3. I mean, theoretically, we could move up to here using our boots, but then the other ones are going to hit us. That also seems bad. Question is just, would we rather have him be here or be here? And that doesn't really change anything either way. Yeah, this is a really bad first turn. We've done no damage thus far with 2 attacks, and we're actually going to take a lot of damage from this. Even though it's just one enemy hitting, him wounding both of us is actually really painful. Yeah, I mean, there's no real reason to move up then. We should just stay where we are. This being here also makes it harder for them to hit multiple people. Sure. All right. So then we'll just move in place with the bottom of Sharpening Kit. Again, I could actually still use Sharpening Kit. It is actually going to be good for Crystallizing Blast, right? It would actually add, so how much will they get Crystallizing Blast? So this one will move to here. Let's see. So his focus is here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is less tiles move, so he goes this way. No, this gives him a shorter path because he goes to here, then he has 1, 2. Whereas if he goes here, then afterwards he has 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so he'll go here. And then this one with 3 movement, I guess, will go here. So actually, let's see. If he stays here, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. And if he goes here, it's 1, 2, 3. Yes, so he would go here. And this one will have gone, because then this one will move to here, like I said. So there'll be 1 here, 1 here, 1 here. And this one can just move to here. So we will be able to do a Crystallizing Blast on these. So that'll add 3 damage plus Burial, so 4. So using Sharpening Kit here adds 4 damage. I mean, it would be stupid that we used it after attacking, but in reality, it didn't actually matter since we missed. I mean, we got a curse. It's still poor decision making, but that doesn't mean that it can't be the right decision at this point. 4 damage with Sharpening Kit. Is it going to get better than that? I guess that's a fair point. But the better question is, does powering up Crystallizing Blast really do much? And no, the answer is it really doesn't. Because 2 of the 3 enemies we'll be hitting have shield 2 anyway, and it's just an attack 1. So we're increasing an attack 1 to an attack 2, but that doesn't really change much. So we're really only adding 1 effective damage. Now, obviously, depending on modifier flips, but the Elementalist deck is mostly zeros. So yeah, no, it's not correct to use Sharpening Kit here, I believe. All right, so we just move in place using Sharpening Kit, which allows us to use, since we used a default action, to recover Sharpening Kit using a charge of our Endurance Potion. Okay. So then we're done. So then the lurkers go. So as I said, this one's going to do 1, 2, 3. This one's going to go do 1, 2, 3. This one's going to go 1, 2, 3, taking 1 damage from its wound. Our only way of getting actual damage, and this one's going to move to there. And then the wounded one is going to attack first the Quartermaster, and then the other dude, Elementalist. Their attacks are at -1, so it's going to be an attack 3 wound on both targets. So first on the Quartermaster, +1. So unfortunately this gets used no matter what, but we still take all the damage because he has Pierce 2, I believe. Yes. So a 4 becomes a 3 becomes a 4, so 4 damage. And he does take 1 retaliate. And then on the Elementalist, all right, so 3 becomes a 2, at least lower on the Elementalist is good. And the Elementalist takes a wound as well as the Quartermaster. Okay. So then the lurkers are done. So then it's just the Elementalist turn. So, I mean, no matter what, we should always lead with Crystallizing Blast. We're going to use the Power Ballad bonus on Burial, not on Crystallizing Blast, but we should still attack with Crystallizing Blast first, I think. That's probably correct. It's a shame we didn't have anyone create an element for us, because that could have added +1. Then maybe Sharpening Kit would have been interesting, but nah, it's okay. Like I said, the +1 damage here is mostly irrelevant. All right, so Crystallizing Blast, creating an ice, not using Power Ballads. This is simply going to be an attack 1 range 3 in a 7 hex AoE. And so we're going to do 1, 2, 3, and we're going to expand here. We do have line of sight of him. So we'll do Elite 1, Elite 3, and then regular 5 in that order. These are all attack 1s. It's good to draw curses here, actually. Yeah, that's less useful. All right, that's nice. That's the sort of thing we're looking to draw. All right, so, I mean, overall, this was actually pretty good flips for us. The ice modifier, obviously useless, but flipping a fire modifier is nice, and flipping a curse is obviously nice. All right, then we're going to use the bottom up burial as an attack 3, range 4. So this is the easiest one to kill, but it's also wounded and adjacent to us. So neither of those are really good for us. So we should really be hitting, I guess, an elite, or I mean, this one would be the second easiest to kill, but it's also, I guess, less threatening. The elites, are more threatening, but yeah. All right, let's hit elite number 1. I think it's better to try to kill elites first. It just sucks because they have 1 more shield. We don't pierce shield very easily, but no one in our party really pierces shield that well. So sure, yep. All right, we'll use Burial. So we create a Dark. We'll use Power Ballad on this attack. So this gives us an attack 4, range 4, targeting elite number 1. Okay, so just get 2 damage. And then we're going to, so the question is whether we have to use 1 wand or 2 wands. We're always going to use one of our wands here, which is going to be the Wand of Tremors, creating Earth. So the question about using 2 wands is because if they use ice faster than us, we're going to mess up our Simulacrum. Because we'd really like to use Simulacrum, giving us attack 5 on 2 targets, using 4 elements. But if they use ice, that messes it up completely. At the same time, we can use the bottom of Formless Power. If they do use, no, but it's better to try to go fast so they don't use our ice. And we'll use Formless Power off of Primal Duality afterwards. I think we can create an element anyway. I think this is the safe play. So if they end up using our ice, then this still allows us to do a 4-element Simulacrum. And if they don't use it, then we can actually just use the 5th element with Robes of Evocation anyway. So I think this is a good play. All right, and we are done. Oh, and we took 1 damage from our wound. Not bad. There we go. All right, so that ends the round. So what's up next? Well, like I said, Simulacrum. And we really need to go early. So we have range 3, yes, to hit here. We can either use the Hawk Helm to hit another one of these or just make a disadvantage attack on this one. I think either of these things are fine. Like I said, we want to go as quickly as possible so as to reduce the chances of them using our ice before we go. Also, this is not a bad thing to do because it sets up the top of Formless Power the following turn. And then maybe after that, we can look to, when we do that, we can use this ice, plus hopefully maybe a win somehow, to then follow up with Winter's Edge or something like that. Never doing AoE ice spikes, but that's okay. I mean, it is quite valuable against them, but I don't really see us having the opportunity to do that. All right, so what are we doing here? Well, some healing would be welcome, since there are those wounds, and they're not likely to reapply wounds. We could actually switch songs to Soothing Lullaby, but I think that's probably a mistake. So probably just want to use the bottom of Soothing Lullaby, and then the top of what? We don't really have a good top here, right? Unless we go late. Maybe going late is fine. Because right now with our range 3 on our curse or disarm, we go 1, 2, 3, and expand. We only hit one enemy, which is really not good. But we can actually go at 89 initiative like this. Using the heal after the player's turn sucks a little bit because they're going to take 1 more damage from the wound. Does this mean we should do something else as a bottom? Yeah, all right, that actually makes sense. So then what we can actually do is Disorienting Dirge bottom. So we're going to count on them moving up, and then we're going to use Disorienting Dirge as bottom to throw out a bunch of curses, and to use the top of Singing Arrow to throw out a bunch more curses, and to give some blesses. And then we can go early next round, which should be the same as if we went, if we heal late this round or heal early next round, it should effectively be exactly the same. The only difference is here we get the Disorienting Dirge value, and we get better initiative next round. Since we're not using Soothing Lullaby for the initiative, we'll get an 11 rather than a 14, which actually can be significant, because I think that Lurkers have an 11 or 12, something like this. So yeah, I think this makes sense. Obviously, the risk with Dirge is that they don't move up, and then Dirge kind of sucks. Actually, both these things kind of suck, but in that case, we still need to use an Endurance Potion one of our first 4 returns. So in that case, we can just Endurance Potion back Dirge, and we'll have the opportunity to use it again. All right, as for the Quartermaster, what are you up to, my friend? Is it time to Sharpening Kit? Well, the Soothsinger's not attacking, and she actually does still have at least 1 attack, so we would be missing out on that, but the Elemental is also attacking 2 targets. The bigger issue, though, is if we Sharpening Kit, we're going after the Elementalists. So I think that's probably not the play, huh? Probably just the big shield up this turn. It doesn't shield much, since he has Pierce 3. I mean, it really doesn't shield anything against the elites. It just shields a little bit against the 1 regular. It'd be better to combine that with Echoing Aria for a turn. So maybe we'll even do Echoing Aria next turn. Ugh, but then we're missing way too many turns without the heal. Oh, man, this is annoying. That wound is actually getting us. It was a painful wound. Yeah, we don't really have great options otherwise. I mean, is it better to just Aria? But then we have no good top attack or top action. Even tuning the outcome where we're standing right now, we really should have just been there. Only hits 1 person. Hmm. So if we Aria instead, the problem with Ariaing is we actually don't know how many of them are actually going to even hit us. Realistically, there should only be like 1 additional of them hitting us this turn. Unless they get, no, yeah, pretty much really only 1. So this isn't really the turn that we need a bunch of shield. So I guess the real point is just the Brewmaster's, God, I've been playing way too much Brewmaster. Thank you, Themris. The Quartermaster's bottoms just don't really do anything here. But maybe that's not, that's not the biggest deal in the world. Your bottom doesn't always have to perform something. I guess we can just use the bottom of Restock. It's okay. Do we have a chance to maybe Giant Club some things? Restock plus Giant Club? I think that's fine. Is it better for us to create an element? I can always go early and create the element the next turn in case the Elementalist wants one. Oh yeah, no, she's creating light anyway. I guess the better point would be if we went early and created light, but we'd have to go before the Elementalist then in case the ice gets consumed, the Elementalist could still use Robes of Evocation. But no, I think this is good actually. This gives us a relatively valuable bottom action and the possibility of skewering some things with the club. So I guess we can go later here. This gives us an attack 5 and an attack 3, which I guess just about as good as we're gonna get. Okay. Let's go. +1 move, huh? 28. No ice theft at least. +1 move still shouldn't really change anything, no. 4 movement, 1, 2, 3, 4. No, because this one will stop here, and this one has 1, 2, yeah. So like I said, there still will only be one additional one hitting us. All right, that's fine. Well, let's do the darn things. So we're going to begin by using Simulacrum. We're going to consume 4. Should we immobilize? No. We could do 2 target immobilize, but again, like I said, only one of them is going to get to hit us. I think I'd rather just get as much damage as possible. All right, so we're going to consume 4 elements here using the top 2 lines of Simulacrum. And we're also going to use our Robes of Evocation. During your attack, consume 1 of any element to add +1 attack to the entire attack action. So this way we're consuming 5 elements. All the elements. Almost all the elements. Gaining 2 experience. So this gives us an attack 6 to target. And one of these attacks will actually be a 7, thanks to Power Ballad. So I don't think I want to hit the lurker adjacent to us, because I believe the Quartermaster should be able to finish him. So I think we will use the Hawk Helm. This is also okay, because we've spent most of our spent items already, so if we have to Moon Earring, we can, although I'd rather save Moon Earring for the boss, obviously. Okay, so this gives us +1 range, so we now have 4 range. We also take 1 damage from our wound at the start of our turn. It's starting to hurt a little bit. We do not have a healing potion. So 1, 2, 3 to here, and 1, 2, 3, 4 to here. Hitting the 2 elites does make sense because this is a pretty high damage attack, and they're the 2 more threatening enemies in the room. Okay, so we'll do elite number 1 first with the 7, and then we'll do elite number 3 second with the 6. Nothing else to use on this attack, to the best of my knowledge. No, Primal Duality will come after. All right, so 7 first. Nice, and then 6. Okay. Creating Wind is also... it's not so useful. Someone else would have to create the ice for us. If we played a different bottom, it actually could be. Good afternoon, or good day, ECO. Hope you're doing well today. Hope you had a nice weekend. Okay, so like I said, we got a 7 plus 2, so 9. And the elite has 2 shield, so this is 7 actual damage to him. Very respectable. And then on the second target, we just got a 6 with a +0, which means 4 actual damage to him. We created ice, or sorry, wind. And then we have Primal Duality. We don't want to move, because if we move here, then this one will end up moving up, and it'll free more space for them to give us the business. It's really the Soothsayer who needed to be positioned differently. But, oh well. Alright. So we'll just move in place and use the bottom Primal Duality to create both light and dark. Yeah, this wind may not do very much, but we'll see. And we're done. So then the lurkers go. So they have +1 movement and -1 attack. So this one will go to here. Yes, because going to here wouldn't get any additional targets. And then it will attack for 4 on the Quartermaster. So 3. Fortunately, we do have to use, again, a wasted charge of this. So we take 3, but it does take 1 retaliate. Did I give this thing its wound damage? I suppose it did. I would take 1 more damage, I'm not really sure. Oh well. And so then this one has 4 movement as well. 1, 2, 3. Can't move any more. This one, I guess I do need to have it go. Goes down to 8. Attacks first the Elementalist and then the Quartermaster. Attacks at -1, so 3. Miss on the Elementalist and on the Quartermaster. Oof. Alright, this is getting a bit painful here. So a +2 on a 3 is a 5. Again, we do waste a charge of this. And we take 5. And then this takes 1 retaliate. Oh yeah, that's how it would take 2 damage, because 1 retaliate, 1 wound. Okay, and then this one has 4 movement. 1, 2, 3, 4. Technically these are the same, right? But this gives it more options for how it moves, so it is, I would say, better. Alright, so the lurkers are done. So then next up we have the Quartermaster. We never get to, oh no, we do get to skewer. We do get to skewer. Beautiful. Okay. So we're going to first use the top of Giant Club to make an attack 5. Going to use our long spear. I mean, we have the compass now as well, I guess. But. So we're going to hit first number 1 and then number 5 in order. We also take 1 damage from our wound. Before anything else bad happens, we're actually going to use our healing potion. Sucks to have to use this before the boss, but these lurkers are kind of tearing us up. Heal for 3 to get rid of this wound. So we get an attack 5 first on Elite Lurker number 1, and then on regular Lurker number 5 in that order. Okay, a crit. What is our thing again? That's opening a door. So our 5 becomes a 10, so we do kill Elite Lurker number 1. That's good at least. I didn't specify which one I would have been using the attack on. I would have used it on that one though. The bonus from Power Ballad, if I'm being honest. Why would I have used it on that one? Because this guy had 5 life left, and we're making an attack 5. He has 2 shield. So if you use Power Ballad, that puts us up to 6, which means we only need to get a +1, which is very likely, and we get a kill. So I would have used it there. So we'll just say I used it. Unfortunately, it's wasted, but that is still what I would have done. Just forgot to specify. All right, so then the second attack will just be a 5 on Lurker number 5. No, 2 curses out at least. Would have preferred that on the bottom. And then we're going to use the bottom of restock, and we can only attack Lurker number 4 here. So an attack 3 on Lurker number 4. Okay, +2. So 5, he has 1 shield, so he takes 4, going down to 3. And we're done. So then the Soothsinger goes. So the Soothsinger... Ugh. We actually only have one of them in our range for Disorienting Dirge. Is it even worth using Dirge, or should we just actually take this opportunity to move? All right, well, no matter what, we should use the top Singing Arrow, which is range 1, 2, 3, and then expand to hit the 2 lurkers. We could use the compass for this, but this seems silly. So that's 2 curses. We gain 1 experience because we have a song up. So now we can use Dirge to give 2 blesses and 1 curse, or we could just move and then have it for later. I mean, 2 blesses are quite worthwhile, because getting blesses before we fight the boss is really important. But if we use it to move, we'll still get to give the blesses afterwards. Taking this opportunity to move would be good, but at the same time, next turn we can do Throw Voice plus Soothing Lullaby. So it's not such a big deal if we're not in position that turn. The following turn, then, we can still do something like Melody and Harmony plus Tuning the Outcome. Although our spot might be taken by then, because this can run around to here if it gets +1 movement. And, all right, yeah, and Disorienting Dirge gives us another turn of good initiative, which I like. So let's actually do that. So let's just use the bottom of Disorienting Dirge as a generic move 2, and we'll just move right to here. And then we'll use a charge of our Major Endurance Potion to recover Disorienting Dirge. Okay, and then we're done. That's the end of the round. All right, so we need to kill that Elementalist before he takes too much more damage from his wound. Dirge is still really good here, but can we wait another turn on the wound? Probably kind of stupid to do that. At the same time, Dirge is actually going to get worse if we wait. All right, let's Dirge it. Let's Dirge it up. Have you decided on the solo scenarios? No, I'm going to announce those today. I'll kind of leave it up to chat. I guess we're always going to do one of these two. I mean, I guess actually all 3 have good solo scenarios. So yeah, it's really up to chat. I guess I can create a poll for that real quick. I am going to do solo scenario, and I am going to do it tomorrow. I don't know if I will do 1 or 2. Okay. Which solo scenario should tomorrow? Let's write in case anyone stumbles upon this. I don't think that's possible, but why not? All right, so hi Digmo. All right, so I'll link this in chat real quick. Good call, UCO. So everyone's welcome to vote there, and we'll just do whichever one gets the most votes from these 3. I've never taken a look at any of them, and I think all of them have relatively useful items. The one that I want the most is certainly the Soothsingers. That item seems so much... Well, I guess the Quartermaster is just a really good item in general, but, I mean, the Soothsingers seems very, very good for what we need right now. But either way, I'll no matter what, do 1, and it depends how quickly we get through it, and how much I enjoy it, whether we do another. I mean, I guess we're always going to end up doing more, but we'll just see whether we try to do like 1 a week or 2 a week. Okay, so yeah, I think making Dirge now makes sense, and again, we want to disarm these 2. Our initiative at 14 kind of sucks, but I think that should be okay. Missing out another turn on the healing hurts, but I think it is necessary. We're basically taking 1 damage on the Elementalist to get probably 1 more curse. It's actually questionable whether that's actually correct, but maybe it's actually not correct. We can probably heal up before we go to the boss. We'll have time. We can spend a fair amount of time prepping. Okay, so here we have a bunch of these elements. Really would have been nice if we got that wind another time. Don't really have anything valuable to do with wind, light, and dark. I mean, we just use formless power. It's kind of obvious. And I guess we use this and just create ice, which then we can use to stun the following turn. Or maybe use Winter's Edge or something like that. I think either way this seems reasonable. All right, so those are set up. So we do really want the Quartermaster to go after the Soothsayer because the Quartermaster can actually kill this one pretty easily. I guess not that easily, right? Well, this attack should kill. And I guess we should use this for initiative anyway because that works pretty well. Kind of want to save the heal, but at the same time, I guess it does look like we're going to probably, I mean, we're not going to, I don't think we're going to kill all of them this rest cycle, so we could certainly use it for a heal as well. They're going to be disarmed, so we don't need a shield on bottom. What if we do this instead, actually? But the problem is our initiative we go after here. But maybe going so early doesn't really matter for you because those are going to be disarmed anyway. And we can't be adjacent to them. Yeah, this actually seems nice. Because by playing Sharpening Kit plus Haste and Step, we can actually get more damage this turn. Still with a pretty reasonable initiative. Yeah. And there are downsides to this as well, but I think I like the upside on it. Let's give this a try. 38, perfect. All right, so does the Soothsayer goes first. We're going to gain 2 experience total, 1 for having Power Ballad up and 1 for using Disorienting Dirge. We're going to give 1 Bless to both allies, which we really do not want to draw this turn. And then 1 Curse to all enemies within range 3, which is 3 curses. Okay, and then we're going to use the top of Throw Voice to simply disarm that and that. All right. Then we have the Quartermaster at 23. So we're going to use the bottom of Sharpening Kit. You and all allies within range 2 add +1 attack to all your attacks this round. So we're going to use Hasten Step. So that's going to be an attack 3 here. We just need to deal 2 damage because then it'll die to its wound. So we actually don't need the Power Ballad bonus here. So we're going to start by making just an attack 3 without using the Power Ballad bonus from the top of Hasten Step, which is Sharpening Kit, targeting the wounded regular lurker. All right, +1. So that gives us 4. So that does in fact kill the wounded regular lurker without it needing to die to its wound. That's okay. And then we'll use the move 1 on the top of Hasten Step. Move up to here. Definitely prefer hitting a regular rather than elite because elite has too much shield for this sort of low damage multi-hit attacks. So then we're going to use Hasten Step second attack, which gives us an attack 3 because of Sharpening Kit. Here we'll use the +1 from Power Ballad to make it 4 and hit lurker number 5 for 4. The regular as well. Okay. So 5 attack, which means 4 damage because it has 1 shield. Not bad. And so then we're done. So then the lurkers go, and they're both disarmed, so they simply stay where they are. And then it is the Elementalist's turn. The Elementalist takes 1 damage from his wound. Doesn't really change anything. We're always using this to move. We already have range though, so we can just attack first. Consuming 2 of these 3 elements, it really doesn't matter which ones we choose. We'll consume light and dark, gaining 1 experience. We're using the top of Formless Power. This gives us an attack 4, range 4, and we will attack the regular, I think. Better to kill it as quickly as possible so that there's only 1 enemy left, because we can stun the other enemy next turn. All right. So like I said, attack 4, range 4, targeting lurker number 5. Okay, well, like I said, didn't really want to draw it, but I suppose that's all right. I mean, it does make the turn much more convenient. So our 4 becomes an 8, and we do just kill him outright. We did shuffle that in, I believe. Okay, and then we're going to use the bottom of Infernal Vortex, doing a move 2, creating ice, and we're going to move on to this coin. Okay, and we're done. The round. Fortunately, we lack very good initiative. We're just going at a 28 here, but we're definitely playing the stun. Beyond that, I mean, we probably need to play Winter's Edge next turn. It'd be nice if we could use it for the heal. And we'll probably, I mean, it's probably going to be like these 2 cards, I guess. So, yeah, we can just kind of throw this away here. No matter what, we're just playing a generic bottom, pretty much. And then ideally we'd like to be able to use a heal next turn. I mean, it'd be nice to be able to use a heal here, but I think we're going to need the damage from Winter's Edge to actually kill this guy, because we're not doing that much damage to him to kill this lurker. Meanwhile, while we're no longer adjacent to both our allies to play tuning the outcome, we can always just do that the turn we move. So we can set that aside for now. Moving makes sense with this. Fortunately, we kind of lack a bottom action here. I have a question. Does anyone in chat know this? ECO, you of anyone? Soothing Lullaby, how does that interact with Wound? Does it happen before, like Regen does, or does it happen after Wound? So you still take the damage from Wound. Checking the FAQ quickly. There's no FAQ on that card. Okay, interesting. You can choose. Oh, okay, so you can have it come before Wound. So that makes us kind of tempting. If we just play Soothing Lullaby, but the damage is nice for the song here. What if we go late, actually? So if we go late, then both of our allies will benefit from the damage from the song, but then they won't benefit from the healing, so I'll still take one from the wound again. But maybe that's okay. They don't benefit from the damage from the song. Seems bad. It's just we have this as a top, but we have too many bottoms left. We have this as a bottom, this is a bottom, and I mean this theoretically is a bottom. Since we certainly don't need this top. So the only top we actually want to play is Tune the Outcome. So the most convenient thing is if we can play Soothing Lullaby as a top. Playing Soothing Lullaby as a top is actually nice because it's going to actually give a lot of healing over both of our allies before we get to the next room. So it's definitely worth doing. It's just missing out on that 2 extra damage could be kind of pain, but we have Winter's Edge the following turn. I think this is reasonable. What if we use... No, we don't want to use any element potions here. This would be silly, especially since he doesn't even have one. No. All right. Yeah, let's just play this song here. I think that's reasonable. So what are we doing? Well, probably our best attack. It sucks that it's going to be disadvantaged unless we move. Because we'd like to move on to the coin, but we should still use this. Creating light doesn't matter at all for the elementalist. Yeah. I mean, none of these things really matter. We always have to play this. I guess this is our second best top, so we shouldn't play this. We just play one of these. And it really doesn't matter at all which one we play. I guess we'll go with this one. Get the better initiative for next turn just in case. 38. Ooh, that's the scary thing too. But fortunately, we're going to stun him. All right, so this singer goes first, gains 1 experience for having a song up. We're going to get rid of Power Ballad, and we're going to activate Soothing Lullaby. So then we're going to use the bottom of Melody and Harmony to do a move 3, attack 3. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. We're going to move as much as possible. The Quartermaster definitely has more movement than us, so it's fine if he ends up having to move back to here. But then we're going to have to actually run back to get him. That seems bad. All right, let's just go to here then, I guess. Now we have so little movement. It's better for us to move up. Quartermaster can use Boots of Striding, worst case scenario. Yeah, we'll be all right. Okay. So we'll move to there, and then we make an attack 3 on the lurker. Come on. Brutal. All right, so then the Quartermaster goes, heals 1 with Soothing Lullaby. Gets to move to shield oneself. The shield really matters not at all. Better to be disadvantaged? No, I don't think so. All right, let's just... Oops, we should have grabbed that. Let's just move back 1 then. To there. We'll save our Boots of Striding for later. Although if we want a long rest after next turn... Here... Makes this easier. And then from there, anything gets us back or gets us to there. Yeah, okay, actually. So let's use our Boots of Striding now then. Never mind, and we'll move to here. This keeps us adjacent to the music note for next turn so that she can play Tuning the Outcome. And conveniently, from here, we can move on to this coin. I mean, I guess we could do the same thing with Boots of Striding. It'd be the same. But again, like I said, it just makes initiative easier for the music note. All right, and then we're going to use Scroll of Lightning as an attack 5, range 3, targeting the Elite Lurker. Oof. All right, this is going to be tough. So we only do 2 damage to him. And we're done. Yeah, we're done. Then it's the Elementalist turn. So we're going to consume Ice, gain 1 experience, which gives an attack 2, range 3 stun. Oh, sorry. First, we use Soothing Lullaby to heal ourselves for 1 before the wound. So we can apparently stack abilities as we want. So we make an attack 2, range 3 stun, targeting the Elite Lurker. I mean, this is only attack 2, so it's fine to draw this here, but wow. That was 2 of our 3 attacks this round. Curses. We have drawn a lot of curses thus far. Even considering how small our decks are, I think this has been highly disproportionate. All right, and then we have a move 2 on the bottom of Ice Spikes. We can't really make it to the coin. We don't really want to move adjacent to him. So, yeah, I guess we're just going to stay where we are. And the Lurker is stunned and does nothing. Yeah, I mean, powered up Winter's Edge would be nice, but doesn't really seem like that's going to happen. We're definitely just playing these 2 cards. That's all we've got. Yeah, I guess we're just not killing it. Probably better to burn through the curses before the boss, though, right? Yeah, it is and it isn't, right? It depends how you look at it. I mean, yeah. It's good to, assuming we're going to draw a representative number of curses based off of the number of cards we draw from our deck, it's better to have those curses come up before the boss than after the boss. But admittedly, thus far we have drawn 5 curses and a miss, so we've drawn what? I mean, this is reshuffle, so those were only 2 attacks here, right? Yeah, 2 and then here 3 plus however many. So let's see, the curses are all subtracted. So just 1, 3, 8, 5 here, 13. So we've thus far had 6 misses and 13 attacks. Despite, I mean, with the curses in some of these decks, the percentage is probably like 1 in 5 at best. So we're at almost 50% misses, despite, oh, no. Was that right? 5, 6 misses. Again, we drew 5, 8, 9, 14. So 6 out of 14. Well, so we're close to 40% misses, despite having probably like a 20% chance to miss. So we're probably doubling our odds to miss in the number of misses we flipped. Did we get a 2 times? Oh, we did get a 2 times from the Quartermaster. Oh, no, it was actually a Bless that we drew from the Elementalist, not the Quartermaster. Oh, no, we did get a crit there as well. That's true. Yeah. I mean, that still means we're drawing higher on both ends. Also, drawing the Bless early wasn't necessarily a good thing. Anyway, my point is more that drawing those things is fine if we have to draw them at some point anyway, but I'd rather draw like a representative proportion overall and then have them be before or after rather than just draw twice as many. Because here, we're actually, like, it would have been really, really nice if we could have long rested, all of us, after clearing out this room, which normally I think is probably about how it should work. I think it should typically not take more than 5 rooms to kill this number of enemies as a 3-player party. I mean, similarly, whatever your party size is. And here, the fact that we're not going to be able to long rest because they've simply survived so long, because of all these misses, is actually, I mean, it's going to have a real cost for the scenario. But, I mean, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. All right, we gain 1 experience for having a song up. We're going to use the top of tuning the outcome to give each ally a bless. And then we're going to give shield, but it really does nothing. He has Pierce 3, gives us 1 experience. Do we really care that much about experience? Probably not. Can grab a coin. Can move further in this scenario. Probably don't need to grab the coin. The Quartermaster can grab it no matter what. Yeah, sure, let's just move further. We'll do 1, 2, 3. Doesn't really matter, I guess, to here. So we'll move to there, using the bottom of Echoing Aria as a generic move 3. Because of our boots. Oops. Then the Quartermaster goes, heals 1 with Soothing Lullaby, performs, I guess with Reinforced, no, because we actually have to move up to hit, yes. So we'll use the bottom Reinforced Steel, simply as a generic move 2, moving on to this coin. I mean, the positive is all this extra time here has guaranteed that we picked up all the coins. And then we're going to use the top of Iron Bulwark, gaining 1 experience, making an attack 3 muddle, targeting the Lurker. Oh, that's so bad. On an attack 3 muddle before the boss, huh? Alright, so our 3 becomes a 6, which does 4 actual damage. I mean, alright, if that actually leads to us being able to kill with Winter's Edge here, then that would be one thing, but since it won't, you know. Okay. So, will we need to get a +2 or a crit here to kill? I mean, we still have to attack with Winter's Edge. Man, if only we had the elements, then we would actually get a kill here. But we don't. Alright, so we'll use the top of Winter's Edge as an attack 5, targeting Lurker. Yep. Alright. Nice. Nice. So how much movement does he have? -1, so he has 2 movement. So we actually need to move back so that we don't also get hit. Sure. All right. Oh, so we actually have 3 movement ourselves, though, because we have raw enhancement. But he can still go there and hit both of us. Yep. All right. So we've got to move here. This sucks. This is definitely anti-progress, but hopefully that's okay. All right, so then the Lurker goes. It's going to make an attack +1, so an attack 6 on the Quartermaster. Cannot possibly move to hit the Quartermaster and someone else with only 2 movement, so just stays where it is. I do have Boots of Striding. You're right. Good call. So I could actually move further. Yeah, you're right. That's definitely correct. Good call. Thank you for reminding me. So we're going to actually use the Boots of Striding. Sometimes I forget all my items, all my classes. So we're going to use Raw Enhancement then. So then we actually have a move 5, which allows us to do 1, 2, 3, and 4 to here should be good enough. Again, he'll just stay where he is. He has no reason to move. He'll make a disadvantaged attack 6 on the Quartermaster. Come on, miss. What are all the curses for in their deck? All right, so that's simply 6 damage. Oh, I also forgot to heal 1 with Soothing Lullaby on the Elemental's turn. Okay, so the Lurker's done, and that's the end of the round. So we're not so close to killing it, huh? I think they should still both long rest. We have so many items to get back here. I mean, we can also go through another rest cycle and then long rest, but I think the Soothsinger can actually just deal with this guy for a little bit while the other 2 long rest. I think this is actually worthwhile. So the Soothsinger will short rest. Should we bring back Soothing Lullaby? No, I don't think so. We can use a charge of endurance. We want to lose. Ooh, no, I don't think we want to lose that. Ugh, that's like the 2 worst cards. I mean, this is the cost of her having to short rest on her, but we always had to do some short resting. I mean, she has the smallest deck size. That's a fair point. It's your normal short rest every time. I mean, you're generally right. I mean, all right, to explain, Tuning the Outcome's not one of our higher priority cards in general. So normally re-rolling into Tuning the Outcome would be great. I'd be like, all right, weakest card in my deck, it's gone, great. But actually, specifically for this scenario, being able to flood their decks with Blesses is probably our best chance of being able to do well in a boss fight. That's kind of like our boss strategy for this party, because otherwise this party is not very good at boss fights. So this was why we couldn't lose Disorienting Dirge, because it's a bottom, which it gives 2 Blesses. But similarly, this top also gives 2 Blesses. So these are literally the 2 worst cards for us to lose because it's the most important thing for us to do in order to be able to beat this boss. Things like Provoke Terror. I mean, Provoke Terror is a bottom attack, but I mean, Singing Arrow, Throw Voice, honestly, even Power Ballad. I mean, most of these cards don't matter as much as being able to give a bunch of blesses. So that is, without a doubt, very unfortunate. All right. Somebody needs more summons indeed. The reason why I haven't picked up summons yet on the Soothsinger, even though I mean, you've seen me. No, you haven't seen me do it before. I really do like buying item summons for the Soothsinger. But quite simply, I don't like it for the Soothsinger right now is because my modifier deck just isn't that good yet. When you have a high perk modifier deck for the Soothsinger, I think the summon build is excellent. Also, this party kind of has a tank, but only so-so. But yeah, I mean, I still would do it once I have a better modifier deck, but for now, it's not such a priority. All right, so anyway, what are we going to do to deal with this clown? So we need to CC him or kill him. Killing him is difficult. Our best attack is a 4, which only does 2 damage, which does not kill him. The push from that is not enough to CC him either. So what if we use this, but then we have to go early and just play a throwaway top just to make sure he's disarmed? Because our allies will be able to kill him afterwards. It'd be nice to use this bottom, but... I mean, we could just use this bottom and hope that 14 is fast enough. This way we get 1 more curse. That's probably okay. We could try to wound him as well using this, but I think I'd rather just throw him another curse next turn. The Quartermaster and Elementalist don't have that many non-combat actions, so they can just kill him next turn because they're not going to have anything else to do while they move towards the door. Whereas the Soothsinger has a ton of actions that can give us value, so I'd rather try to play those as much as possible. All right, let's go. 11, huh? Yeah, I mean, that doesn't really matter so much. So he's going to shield himself for 1 extra, and he's going to wound the Quartermaster. I mean, it's 1 damage. No, it's not even 1 damage to the Quartermaster because we still kept Soothing Lullaby up. All right, so that's fine. All right, so we have a song up, so we gain 1 experience. We're going to use the bottom Disorienting Dirge, so we're going to gain 1 more experience. We're going to put 1 curse in the monster deck, and then we're going to give 1 bless to each ally. Okay, and then we're going to use the top of Throw Voice. We're still going to disarm him just in case. I mean, this just protects us for next turn. We can use something else as a generic to get our 1 extra turn. All right, and so then we're done. And so then we have long rest. So like I said, we're going to use the Soothing Lullaby heal first for the Quartermaster before the wound. So we're going to heal for 3 on our turn with our long rest. And here we're going to heal for 1. When the Soothsinger is also a better healer than the Tinker. Okay, and so now we get to choose what to lose pursuant to our long rest. We were relatively happy with the bottom attack. I think it's just time for Iron Bulwark to get that guy out of here. Gives us a nice initiative, but I don't know if that's important. That's that important. We've got multiple other nice initiatives that are on better cards. Goodbye, Iron Bulwark. I'm not really going to miss you. Here the choice is pretty easy as well. The fire allows us basically just to create wound on here. Otherwise, it doesn't do very much. It's not a good initiative like this 15, 17 or 15 here. If we get rid of this, the ice creation here is less valuable, but this is still 17 initiative, and it can still be an attack 4. Neither thing is going to be very good against the boss. We can't stun the boss, and creating fire only gives us wound, but we're already going to wound the boss so easily with Bladed Boomerang. This is just unnecessary, or theoretically Singing Arrow if we have to. So we can get rid of Stoking Hail. Even though it's generally one of our better cards, it's perfectly fine to get rid of it now. Okay, so now we need to kill this guy. Like I said here, what do we have to do? Oh, we want to give him a curse quickly. And probably just move towards the door. Yeah, we can't give blesses or anything anymore. So we have no other benefits to give. Yeah, so just curse him before our allies kill him. And then move towards the door. He's disarmed anyway. So the Quartermaster is actually adjacent to him. So we can actually just do our big attack 5. And then move a bunch with this. Yeah, that's fine. It's our biggest move, and we need to move a bunch this turn. And us, we don't really have anything to do. No elements. We don't really want to use element generation right now. We just probably want to keep moving towards the door as well. I'm not even sure that we'll go in the following turn. Maybe we will? If we will go in the following turn, creating some elements could be valuable. But it's not sure that we will. I guess we don't really have any. No, because we'd like to do 1 turn of healing. So we'll probably wait 1 more turn. So in that case, yeah, this is just kind of a throwaway turn. So it's just better to get rid of some cards we don't really care about. We don't really care about Ice Spikes. And honestly, I guess I'd rather have the larger. No, I mean, this is actually better movement than this. So yeah, we don't really care about this either. All right, easy enough. Let's go. So, Soothsinger's up first, gains 1 experience for having a song up. I forgot to... Did I do the healing on the... I don't believe I did the healing on the Elementalist when I did the long rest, did I? I believe I did not. Can someone confirm that for me? Yep, exactly. All right, that's what I thought. Perfect, thank you. Yeah, I knew I did over here, but then I went to the cards and forgot. Thank you. So, yep, we go first. We gain our 1 experience for having a song. We're going to use the top Singing Arrow simply to give 1 more curse. The more curses, the better. We won't be able to curse the boss. So. And then we're going to use the bottom of Echoing Aria simply as a generic move 3. 1, 2, 3 to there. Okay, so then it's the Quartermaster's turn. We're going to gain 1 experience by using Giant Club as an attack 5. Just need a +1 here. Come on! This is not representative. We thought we were going to kill him, but apparently we're not even close to killing this lurker. All right, we're going to do move 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to here. And the lurker goes. has 3 movement, and just move to here. All right, and then lastly, it is the Elementalist's turn. Either way, we're doing an attack 1 on him, which we might as well because we can flip a curse or an element. So we'll make an attack 1 on the Lurker. +1 here. Nice. Does no damage. I guess I should have specified that it was with this because this moves more. And then we have a move 3. 1, 2, 3. We're just going to leave him alive behind us. That doesn't seem like the best plan ever. Oh, and the Quartermaster was supposed to heal 1 on his turn from Soothing Lullaby. No, we were also supposed to recover this, but that's okay. We forgot now. Oh well. We also need to recover a card, right? Okay, so maybe we should actually kill him, huh? Oh, dear God. So what if we play these 2 cards? We don't actually have enough range with this. It's range 4 and he's 5. So we need to go late, wait for him to move up, and then we can attack him and kill him. Okay, seems like a reasonable plan. Of course, now he's not going to move up. This Lurker, I swear. As for us, we definitely want to heal ourselves. And it'd be nice to set up reinforced steel before going in, but it doesn't seem likely. It doesn't seem very likely that that's happening. I guess also using our biggest move is maybe a mistake because now we actually don't have. I mean, I guess we can use this plus boots. So move 4. We're next to the door. Yeah, that gets us in range. Use Blade of Boomerang, I suppose. Although not necessarily to turn the boss away like you're supposed to in MMORPGs. So let's see. We run in, we Bladed Boomerang him. And then the following turn, I guess we do a ranged attack and maybe shield up. So we can just throw away this now. Sure. As for you, I have to kill this stupid Lurker. So 3 movement he should typically get to here. What if he gets +1 movement? Well, then we get hit, and that's unfortunate. But I guess we're just going to try to finish him off with our attack 5, since the other attack 5 didn't do it. Oops, no, with Winter's Edge. And then we're going to use this movement. We're going to hope he moves up before 43, and we'll use this movement to create 2 elements, because we're planning on going in the next turn. And then those 2 elements, we can even use our wand to get 2 more elements and do simulacrum again. All right, let's go. Of course, he's not moving. All right, so Lurker goes, has 1 extra shield. Why not? Quartermaster's up next. Quartermaster heals for 1 with Soothing Lullaby, and then is going to heal for 4 using the top of Sharpening Kit, and then do a generic move 2 with Restock, moving to here. Probably just leaving this Lurker behind. Except then he's going to do +1 movement, +1 movement, +1 movement, just to catch up with us. All right, so as for us, it would be silly, I think, to go back to hit him. Especially because he has 2 shield now. So he has 2 shield and 4 health. 3 shield, actually, because +1. So he has 7 effective health. We'd have to get a +2, and that's not happening. All right. Well, in that case, we're going to use Primal Duality, creating Light and Dark as a generic, as a move, the move 2 on the bottom of Primal Duality. And then we're just going to use the top as a default action, which allows us to recover it by using a charge of our Endurance Potion. And then we're also going to use both of our staves to create Wind and Earth to set up a full simulacrum when we run into the room next turn. And then the Soothsinger is up. So 1 more turn of Soothing. Well, when is everyone going into the room next turn, I guess is the question. I guess he'd like to go in at 17, but can also go in at 40. And us, to have enough movement to be safe, we'd like to go in with this movement, I guess. So that's putting us in at 67, which is fine, I suppose. So then we don't have to go early. But we also don't want to be the one to enter the room. And we want him to have the bonus attack when he enters the room. Probably more than 1 more healing. So yeah, let's just do that. And that way we also get to keep Provoke Terror, which we can use as a bottom, well, not really in the room, but I guess to stun some things when we go in. That's fine. Okay, so we're gonna set up Power Ballad. So we're gonna get rid of Soothing Lullaby. So all allies at +1 attack to 1 of their attacks each turn. And then we're just gonna use the bottom of Provoke Terror to move in place and spend, another charge of our minor endurance potion, getting back Provoke Terror. Okay. Seems good. Time to go in. So we've got, like I said, this at 60. This 40. I mean, 40 or 17 doesn't really change anything, does it? No, not at all. Yeah, it really changes nothing. All right. That's a 67. Yeah, seems fine. None of the enemies should consume any of these. Unfortunately, Horrors can consume our Dark. That would be unfortunate, but I guess worst case scenario then, the Soothsayer can always use a mana potion to create like fire. All right, let's go. No, not +1 movement at least. Not keeping the memes alive. So we're gonna do the bottom of Crushing Hammer as a move to shield oneself. 1 onto the door. Is there any rules to read here? At the end of each round, all characters and character summons still occupying the J tile suffer 3 plus L damage. The sightless eye cannot be forced to move or change positions in any way. So we don't want to stay outside, otherwise we suffer a bunch of damage. So for a special, before attacking, he summons 1 normal Deep Terror for 2 characters or 1 Elite Deep Terror for 3 or 4 characters. Before attacking, summons 1 normal Deep Terror for 2 characters or 3 characters and 1 Elite for 4. Alright, easy enough. I mean, relatively speaking. So we got treasure chest here and treasure chest here. Got a ton of enemies in this room, right? Yeah. So 3 normal Deep Terrors. Yeah, this room is no joke. It's not like your typical boss fight with just the boss in the room. Boss and many minions. And our party's not really good at focusing someone down. And 3 Horror Infestors? Geez, 7 enemies in the boss room? That's a good joke. I'm not actually sure how our party is meant to deal with a situation like this. It seems very challenging. Maybe he doesn't have that. Only 45 health. Okay. That's still... I mean, if we had a bunch of blesses in our deck, I'd feel better about this. This still seems difficult. Alright, well, anyway, let's flip them and see what they're up to. Consuming the dark, surely enough. And there's no way they're not hitting us, right? No, they hit us no matter what. Oh, man, and they're adding disarm? Oh, that's unbelievable. Technically, it's possible to prevent them from attacking, but in the most derpy of fashion, right? And then we would take how much damage? All right, well, let's evaluate all these things. So the deep terrors are attacking in lines. Yeah, that's also annoying, but it is what it is. So this line, this line, this line right now. I mean, they have all the boss lines basically covered. The one back there has 3 movements, so if we make it next to the boss, we don't actually need to be next to the boss, we just need to be here. Getting disarmed is disastrous for us, though, and both of these would hit us right now. We can compass one of them away, we can't compass both of them away. Now they got 38, so we can't, neither of us can actually do anything about it. So it's just the Quartermaster who has to somehow deal with the situation. And it's multi-target too. God, that is basically the worst thing they could possibly do, huh? Or if they at least if it had -1 move, it would be okay, because then it would be easier to deal with. I could just compass one of them away and avoid the other one. Well, not completely, but still. So as is, the only way I can avoid them disarming us is by compassing one of the deep terrors into this spot right here. But then we're all going to be stuck outside, which means we're all going to be taking a boatload of damage, right? How much was it again? 3 plus L. L is 4, so 7 damage? What? That's insane. With our health pools? This is actually, I think, unbeatable now. I don't know how we survive being disarmed. Alright, well anyway, let's do our best. I mean, we just have to zerg the boss, so maybe we just kill the boss and who cares. So we have 1 more movement and we'll have shield 1. We need to think about using the compass no matter what. We can also use our boots. These things are problems, as are the deep terrors. It's really annoying, actually, the way the deep terrors work. Hold on. So I could use the compass now to move this, like here. and then I could move to here to be next to the boss. I'm going to be disadvantaged on my attack. It's maybe not the end of the world, then none of the deep terrors are at least hitting. But this is also hitting? I guess that means that all the horrors will hit us. Yeah, I mean, just 4 attack 4s is perfectly reasonable. And then where will our... Well, the rest of our allies can get hit by the deep terrors still. Someone can stand on the door, because that's not on the J tile. But if there's one here, then it's still hitting the door. What if we put him, like, here? But we can't, because there's a horror there. We can't... Ugh. Woof. So he can't... Man, this is quite a puzzle. It's interesting, though, at least. I mean, the horrors is kind of the unfair part. The deep towers is really interesting. I mean, the deep terrors. The deep terrors and the boss is really an interesting part. The horrors is the more annoying part. Actually, what do we even look at the boss? Boss is special 1. So where he hits half the room and summons a deep terror, huh? I mean, he does that 73. Now we both go after. So that's also bad because we also don't want to. Oh no, we go before, which is bad because we don't want to get hit by the boss. If we go to here, I think he still hits the door, right? Yeah. So we can actually never move. I guess we should have just gone really late with both these people. If we'd gone late, it would have actually been better. I don't know why I went early. I guess the theory that stunning something could have been good. So no matter what, we're all getting hit by the boss's attack here. If we go into the room. And if we don't go into the room, we're taking 7 direct damage, which is even worse than getting hit by the boss's attack. Okay. Hi, Othemerus. We're dealing with, well, we're dealing with a cool puzzle compounded by the fact that the Harrowers first turn flipped disarm, which we have dark because of setting up simulacrum. So basically we guaranteed get disarmed going into this room, which I think is going to make a very difficult scenario for us. Quite impossible, but all right. So let's see. So we accept that they are always getting hit by the boss. That's a given. We can also stun some things. So actually clumping, for example, 2 deep terrors can also be interesting because then we can stun both of them with Baroque Terror because we're running in anyway. So what if we throw this to here, we go to here. Now this still gets to go there. Problem is that all the horrors are always hitting us too. I guess there's no reason that we have to go next to the boss, right? I don't have Vengeance yet, I'm level 6. Yes, of course, if I had Vengeance, I could easily beat the scenario without any difficulty. But it's better that we don't, because this at least makes this interesting. So what if we stay here then? Yeah, I know we do need to get next to the boss, but I guess it doesn't change too much whether we do it this turn. I mean, the point is we'd like to not get hit by this horror as well. I mean, it's still just 1 less attack 4 that we take. So then what if we toss... No, we need this to actually to stay here, because otherwise the horror hits us. Ugh. But this actually can't stay here, because this hits both people right now. So in that case, if that's going there, then we would have to do something like this. So what if we then go like this to here? No, but then the horror still hits. Ugh. We do have a ring on the Soothsinger, not on the Quartermaster. But the ring on the Soothsinger doesn't really change anything because we can't actually recover any cards. I mean, we can recover the card we move with, but that doesn't really change anything, does it? I don't think the ring can change anything for the Soothsinger. Unless what because we could move with this, then not stun, but then we could use it to push, but then we're just missing the stun. Oh no, the reason we can't stop here is because if we stop here, then the Harrowers will go here and disarm someone else as well, which we can't let happen. This disarm is ridiculous. God. All right. So we can't stop adjacent to the door no matter what. We always have to move at least one more. That's a given. Or we either stop in the door or we go one more than the door. If we stop in the door, that's interesting. What if we do stop in the door? Then we're gonna have difficulty actually reaching him, right? So then this Harrower with 1, 2 goes to one of these spots, say here. We'll assume. Okay. And then this Harrower presumably goes to here or here. Doesn't really matter. There's no significance. I guess we'll say here. This Harrower goes here. So we can then throw one of these away with the compass so it doesn't hit us and the Elementalist. The other room collapses at the end of the round. Everyone has to come in, but this would still leave this as an opening to run through. So then after that, the Soothsinger would go to here. Guess if we threw this there, if we threw this there, the Soothsinger could go to here. I guess we don't really want to be next to the Horrors, but maybe that's okay. No, because this, man, these deep terrors are creating problems for us no matter what. No matter what, we have to throw this somewhere because we can't let it hit 2 people. So it does actually seem like stopping here is best. So where can we put this deep terror that's best? Because the deep terrors go after the Soothsinger goes. The Soothsinger can stun 2 of them. We also always want to make sure we get in range of the boss so the Melanie and Harmony hits for an attack 3 on the boss. So that means the Soothsinger can always go here or here. If we're here, the thing is we'd also like to use Provoke Terror. How do I throw it? I have the compass still. I have the Doom Compass to perform a move to. So I should always move this. It's better if the Soothsinger can go to here than here. That way it's not she's not adjacent to a Harrower, but I guess it doesn't change too much probably since these would theoretically be the ones we stun. Because we can stun the deep terrors, but as it is right now, these 2 deep terrors shouldn't be hitting anyone. And if we go, for example, here, then only this one would be hitting someone. Unfortunately, there's nowhere we can. Oh, we can actually we don't have to move it all the way. Yeah, we can actually just move it to here. Move 3, 2 to the right. To the right. No, it still hits the Quartermaster. 1, 2, 3, 4. It actually still hits both people from there. But no, if we move 3 to here, then neither of these will hit. Yeah, then none of the deep terrors hit anyone. Then we can still stun the 2, I mean, whatever, 2 of the Horrors no matter what. And we'll get our attack 3 on the boss. How does the Elementalist go? And the Elementalist has 4 movements, so theoretically he goes up to here, but goes after the deep terror, so that doesn't matter so much. I guess that's the best. So then the problem we're going to have is there's going to be a mountain of enemies between us and the boss, so the Quartermaster might have difficulty ever meleeing the boss. But we have the spear, and we have multiple ranged attacks. Ugh. I mean, we just can't take too much damage this turn. I think this is the best line. All right, so let's do this. So we'll just move there using the Crushing Hammer. So we have one more movement, but we're actually not going to use it. We're going to use our compass to force. If anyone in chat sees any problems with my suggestions thus far, I'm happy to hear them because I'm still not 100% confident, but I think this is the best I've come up with thus far. So I move this deep terror to there. I actually should set the hells for everything in this room. 7, 7, 7, and the Horrors are 12s. And then the boss is 45. Okay. So we stop there, we have 1 shield for the round, and then we use the top of Bladed Boomerang, gaining 1 experience. We have Power Ballad up, so this makes this an attack 3. So we make an attack 3, range 3 wound, targeting the Sightless Eye. Alright, that's a good start. So 4 damage, and wound. We're getting disarmed no matter what, so I don't really know what exactly we're going to be doing next round, but to figure it out. There was no way around the disarm, unfortunately. And then, so she'll have to create an element. Question is whether she even cares to, but we'll see. All right, so we are done. There's nothing else we're supposed to do on our turn. No. Okay, so then the lurker goes, actually. Forgot about him back there. 3 movement. 1, 2, 3. Scenario level 5. We're doing +2 difficulty, which I thought was fair because of the fact that our party is not very good on boss fights. And our targeted short resting got rid of our blesses, so we weren't able to stack blesses before the boss fight. And we had to short rest because we drew like about 1 out of 3 misses in the first room. Okay, so the lurkers are done, so then the Harrow Infestors go. God, this is +2 as well with the dark, so it's attack. So 4 is by default, -1, so 3, so 2 attack, 5 disarms, huh? God, that's ridiculous. All right, consuming dark. So they do move 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2. So both of these, like I said, will make attack 5 disarms, targeting the Quartermaster. Come on. It's like 7 curses in their deck, and they're drawing +2s. All right. So that 5 becomes a 7. Do we lose? Oh, no, we do. We can lose a card here. Can't even survive this much damage. I think we have to lose a card. God, that's ridiculous. Oh, this is so frustrating. So we have 2 shield here, so we would take 5 damage. No, we can't survive that many hits this round. Yeah, I mean, we have shield 1 plus, we have shield 1 from our armor, but that's still 5 damage. That would put us down to 8, and we still have another attack 5 coming at us, and then an attack 5 from the boss as well. At 8 life, maybe we survive at 1 or 2 life, but then we end up having to pitch cards to less valuable attacks. I think it's better to just lose a card to a 7. I mean, this is basically as high damage attack as we should ever get hit for. A +2 is kind of ridiculous, because even a crit does nothing. So, I mean, pitching a card is okay. I mean, it sucks to lose Reinforced Steel because it's our best initiative, and the shielding could be quite valuable. Yeah, it is rough times for sure, but the flips on this scenario have been pretty brutal thus far. We have to keep Scroll of Lightning. This is our best chance of dealing damage to the boss, so we lose Reinforced Steel, unfortunately, and negate the damage entirely. Okay, so then we have the other Horror who attacks us as well for 5. Just that is... Alright, that's more reasonable. So 5 becomes 4, and we have 2 shield, so we take just 2 damage here. Much more reasonably. Okay, and then this one takes 1 damage from the Retaliate on the armor. Okay, so then we have the Soothsinger who's up next, gains 1 experience for having a Song Upper into a move 3, attack 3, range 3. He hits for 5 on his AoE, and there's no way we can avoid it hitting 3 people here, unfortunately. So yeah, we're taking 5 damage on everyone in our party, which is pretty awful, without a doubt. So we do 1, 2, 3, move to here, which gives us an attack 3 on the boss with the bottom of Melody and Harmony. Nothing else to use yet. We have something soon. Okay, so 3 damage to the boss, down to 38. And then we're going to use the top of Provoke Terror. And we're going to stun. Guess actually this one is the least threatening. We don't want ones that come hit our squishier people. So actually stun these 2, I think. Probably more reasonable. Actually, a better question is if I shouldn't just stun... Oh no, because the Deep Terrors haven't gone yet this round, so it'd be wasted. Because stunning the Deep Terrors for next round would be valuable. The Harrowers have 2 actions where they're pretty non-threatening, and they've done their most threatening thing already. So I mean, how often is that happening again? So yeah, let's stun those 2. I like the design of this boss. Like I said, it's just this, which is the only thing that's been frustrating here. I mean, walking in with Dark Up for 1 character in our party and having them flip their single most powerful Dark Consumption action before the person in our party goes. Yeah, good call on the element. I wonder how valuable the elements actually is. Do we actually care that much about hitting another target? Is it actually going to change anything if we hit someone else? I'm not even sure, right? Because right now with 3 elements, we could actually just use Simulacrum as an attack 6 on the boss. If we consume another element, we're just getting attack 5 on him and attack 5 on someone else. How much do we actually care about hitting something else for a 5? I mean, theoretically, it should be good. There are only so many enemies we can leave in the room. Oh, it's not about them going before us, but I mean, again, they have only 2 of their 8 cards that actually consume dark, right? So there's still 75% to not consume the dark. It's more the fact that they flipped one of their 2 cards that consume dark, not the fact that they went before us. Normally, we should be able to count on this not happening. And again, their other dark consumption, not as threatening as actually disarming someone. That's That's a good question. I mean, we kind of probably have to kill some enemies with incidental damage. Yeah, right. Same time, using the minor mana potion is kind of rough because the minor mana potion can also just give us Simulacrum without us having to rely on creating Dark again. Because normally to get 2 elements for Simulacrum, we need to use Primal Duality, but Primal Duality, as we've seen, can actually be a liability against the Horrors. So accordingly, it might just be better to save the potion, so then we can just do like our ice move and then have her potion, and then we have the 2 elements of Simulacrum again. Although the Lurker, since we left it behind, can also consume the ice. Ugh. God, that guy, I know he's gonna. I mean, Demris, we tried to kill this with 8 attacks or something like that, and he literally just was like, miss, 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 -2. Okay, yeah, didn't hurt me, so we just left him behind. All right, it's really difficult actually. I'm just not sure how much hitting a second target matters. I guess clearing one of these deep terrors does help. It gives more lines in the room. All right, let's do it. I think it's probably correct. So let's create fire, sure, with our minor mana potion. All right, so the deep terrors go. Fortunately, none of them can hit anyone with their line attacks here. The boss is immune to muddle, yes. Okay, so then next up we have the Elementalist, who goes at 67. So we're going to perform a... Interesting. I guess we could also have created ice and use the bottom of Crystallizing Blast to gain shield 2. So this would basically be a heal 2 for the Elementalist. No, I don't think that's more valuable. Okay, so we're going to move 4 with Crystallizing Blast. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't really think there's any reason to move more than that. I mean, we could use boots now, but I think it's probably fine where we are. Same time, we could try to get out of their line, but we should go before 60 anyway, so whether they attack in a line or not doesn't really matter. All right, yeah, let's just stop there. Yeah, we're always going before 60. Ooh, unless we want to use Burial. God, Burial is also a disadvantage. Creating Dark again. What if we do want to use Burial next turn? Where can we move to? We can actually move to nowhere that's not in their line. We have to get to here, which requires more than boots. We could actually use our Moon Earring, boots, Moon Earring, boots, but then we would be losing an activation of the Hawk Helm, which could be very valuable with Winter's Edge. I think it's fine to stop here. We just won't use Burial next turn. All right, so we're going to stop there, using Crystallizing Blast as the move 4, and then we're going to use the top of Simulacrum, gaining 2 experience, consuming all these elements. So fire, wind, earth, and light. This gives us an attack 5, range 2. Sorry, attack 5, range 3, target 2. And I guess we're going to target this one, because if we clear that one, we can actually move to either of these spots. Yeah. So I guess that's also harder for the Quartermaster to get to there than up here. I mean, but if we kill one of these with this attack, he's just going to summon it up here. I mean, I guess right now he's summoning here. But I guess if we wound damage this one, then it's easier to clear this off and have the Quartermaster get up there. What is the value of using the boots then, Maris? If we use the boots, we can just get to here. And I guess then we can hit this one, which is, I guess, kind of better. If we don't kill it. If we kill it, it's worse to hit this one. If we don't kill it, it's better to hit this one. Yeah, but splitting up this turn doesn't change anything. We're also getting hit by the AoE. I guess, yeah, in case he goes before us next turn. Yeah, I guess he can go before 17. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, you're right. I said everyone is getting hit by the boss this round. There's no way to avoid us all getting hit by the boss. Because of our initiatives this turn and the actions we were playing and when we went in, etc., it was, well, I mean, it is technically possible if we use our boots, the Moon Earring and our boots, and we go all the way to here, then we would not actually get hit by the boss and the Elementalist. We can throw the Elementalist to the boss. With double boots, we can avoid getting hit and save the Quartermaster. What do you mean throw the Elementalist to the boss? Oh, so what if we do 5, 6? And then have to go all the way around to what, here? With the double boots, yeah. But I mean, so if we use the double boots, and I mean, yeah, we can go to like here, that way we don't have disadvantage. Well, it's interesting. If we're here, we don't need that much more range anymore. But is it the Elementalist we really want to get hit? Yeah, I mean, we'll be able to use Burial the next turn, I understand. The better question is, is the Quartermaster worth saving? The Quartermaster is also disarmed. I mean, this is a good spot, that's true. The Quartermaster's disarmed next round. The Elementalist is at least attacking for 5 every turn. Currently, the Quartermaster's doing nothing. Is it better to sacrifice the Elementalist? But I mean, I guess it does get one less person hit. It's basically, so we're giving up using the Hawk Helm in order to take 5 less damage on our combined party. Well, not actually 5 less damage, 4 less damage because we have 1 shield, but yeah. Well, we're still in the Deep Terror's ranges, but yeah, I mean, just not their lines. Yeah, all right, let's give it a try then. So we'll use boots, moon earring, and then boots again. I guess we also give up using our cloak, but that matters less. So we have 8 movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, the Hawk Helm can be needed because we would at some point like to actually move away, but it won't be needed next turn. Maybe, we'll see. All right, so we move 8 to there. Use Simulacrum. So now 1's going to be spawned here, so it's definitely best to hit here so the Quartermaster can theoretically run up. All right, so we'll hit the boss and Deep Terror number 3 with an attack 6 on the boss and then an attack 5 on Deep Terror number 3. Okay, creating fire. Always wrong order. Always. God, that's such a shame. If that'd been on the boss, we'd had a good chance of actually beating this. Killing a Deep Terror really means almost nothing. So we created fire. Infernal Vortex top, huh? Interesting. It's probably what we want to do next turn, actually, is to use the top of Infernal Vortex. Yeah, that's what I'm considering right now, because I'm looking at what we want to do. So I guess our turn next turn probably looks something like this. Infernal Vortex top, plus Burial, bottom. So we actually don't need to... We've got fire now, which is all we need for using Robes of Evocation. No other elements matter, and they can't consume fire. So this fire is safe and allows us to use the top of Infernal Vortex at +1, and then to use Burial. What is getting summoned? It's going to be special 1, so it's an elite Deep Terror. Of course, it's a special that summons an elite Deep Terror. This was the worst special for him to do. So there's going to be elite Deep Terror summoned here. I mean, which is obviously really bad for us since they also do adjacent affecting stuff. That was another really bad thing about running here, right? What if we'd run here instead? Yeah, this was a bad thing about running here. I guess worst case scenario, maybe we just move next turn with Burial. This will still go at 17. Okay. Oh yeah, because if we'd run here, we wouldn't have drawn focus. All right. So no reason to use ones, nothing else worth using. Yeah, minor mana potion, nothing like that. Okay. So then next up is the boss. Boss loses 1 health to its wound, and then attacks the Elementalist and the Soothsayer at 5 each. No defensive things to use or nothing special to worry about. All right, so Elementalist first. 5. Miss on the Soothsayer. Kind of would have preferred that the other way around. All right. Well, like I said, we know exactly what we're doing here. Oh, oops, yeah, good call. I just did both of them mechanically. Yeah, the song makes sense to keep. Short rest here. Woof. Man, that can give so many curses. It can literally put their deck full in curses and give a bless. But I think I have to lose. God, that is crazy. Twice on short rest, this has been the roll, and then I re-rolled into the card that I most didn't want to lose in the last room. But I think I have to keep this simply because I need to keep the bottom of Provoke Terror here. It's just my best. I mean, I need to keep both my attacks. I think 2 turns of just doing bottom attacks gives me a better chance of winning the scenario. No, it's not correct to reroll. The next 2 turns should always be attacks. So 4 plus 3 is 7. Theoretically, the Elementalist is doing 5 plus 3 is 8. So that's 15. Quartermaster's not hitting for anything this turn. And so then we have the following turn. So presuming, again, slightly, even just average, like getting plus zeros, that's still, like I said, 15 damage plus the 1 from the wound puts him down to 15, right? Which means that the following turn, the Quartermaster plus Elementalist just have to do another approximately 15 damage. Quartermaster attacking for, I mean, theoretically can attack for bottom and top, and the Elementalist, I don't know. I mean, it's close. But anyway, my point is, the correct thing to do, no matter what, on the Soothsinger here is to play bottom attacks both turns. It's not to play Disorienting Dirge. So it's never correct to reroll Disorienting Dirge here, because if we lose one of the bottom attacks, it's worse for us. All right. So our spot is good here. We're not in the line of any of the deep terrors, and these things are stunned this round, so we can actually use Provoke Terror's bottom here, exactly as planned, and we can use the move attack when we need to another time. As for a top, I guess we can go later, and we can disarm with Throw Voice, presumably disarming these, but 1, 2, 3, maybe disarming a couple of these to help the Elementalist out or something like that. This we still beat their line attacks at 60. I mean, I think we beat most of their things at 60. And hopefully we go after the lurker or the infestors so that we can disarm 2 of them after the stuns wear off. Here we need to short rest as well. Most important thing is to keep the heal. All right, that doesn't matter so much. But the heal at least gives us something to do this turn. Okay, so us, we need to heal ourselves since we're disarmed, and we need to move up to here. Moving up to there can only really be done with that or that, actually. Is pushing them at all interesting? No. No, I don't think we want to push them. Yeah, pushing this doesn't really change anything. It sucks that we're actually going onto the coin. It would be better if we could go to here, but we don't have jump. Where are the boots of levitation when you need them? Those are so good on this class, by the way. So I actually have 2 different things for movement. Wrong, but this does give us a bottom attack as well. But I guess we can use our boots of striding, and this can give. No, we can't attack this turn. But if we're next to him next turn anyway, we've already got a bottom attack plus a top attack. Pretty poor initiative though. Otherwise, we can do hasten step top next turn to get slightly better initiative. More roll, more flips, slightly lower damage, but still with our modifier deck, it's probably better. Doesn't have retaliate or shield, so we can do this plus he is immune to muddle, so like this, I guess. So that means we want to move this turn with this. Okay, that works. Yes. And again, heal ourselves, probably. Yeah, almost certainly. All right, well, there's a lot that can go wrong, but interesting. Yeah, I mean, I could use a generic move too, but there's no real reason not to use Bladed Boomerang. It doesn't really cost us anything to do it. We're still keeping, I mean, top, bottom in terms of attacks for the following 2 turns. So, I mean, yeah, theoretically, I guess we're losing a 40 initiative with a 1 attack, but I don't know that that changes much. I don't think we need to do something differently. All right, so the lurker goes, just stays where it is. That's fine. Trying to consume ice that we didn't create again. Oh, Deep Terror is summoning. Fun. Yeah, we can do it to lose cards if things get scary. That's fair. Okay, so then the Horror Infestors go. So there's just, so these 2 lose their stuns. Good, they're going before. And so number 3 attacks us. He's going to heal himself. Yeah, he heals after the attack, right? So he will actually be at full. We can still take 1 retaliate from our armor. So attack -1, so an attack 3 on the Quartermaster. Oh, never mind. Well, he didn't take the retaliate. So no damage. Oh man, speaking of losing cards when things get scary, the Elementalist is actually going to lose a card this turn. I'm not sure the Elementalist was the class we wanted. Well, he's only got 1 lost card so far. That's okay. We can lose cards. We'll be all right. All right, so that's all the Horrors. So then we have the Elementalist. All right, well, here we go. So we're going to begin by using the top of Infernal Vortex. Kill the boss next turn or lose? Oh, because of the amount of enemies that may be there? Yeah, pretty much. I agree. But like I said, we've pretty much... I would say we've set ourselves up for a 2-turn kill on the boss about as well as we possibly can. And we just have to hope that it works out. I have to admit, though, this is... I wish that there were Oh wait, this disarms. Stop the summons. Yeah, we can stop some of the summons actually with the disarm. We'll see. I actually like it's tense situations like this where you have like you've got like one turn to kill the boss or two turns to kill the boss before you lose. This is like it is exciting and it's I think it's decent design. I just wish there would be more boss designs that were actually not just Zerg down the boss because almost every boss fight is actually just Zerg down the boss. Because the mechanics that are designed with most boss fights are just too punishing over time that it's almost impossible to not just Zerg down the boss. There's like the I mean, boss names aren't really well. All right, there's one boss, for example, who I think I do like because he is the opposite of that. He's actually designed around killing his minions first, but I think it's few and far between. By far the most, the vast majority of boss fights are get the boss down as quickly as possible or lose. Which I guess creates a different sort of scenario than what you normally play, but it's still a little bit of a shame. I'd rather some more elongated boss fights. All right. Anyway, like I said, so we begin. I didn't give myself the experience yet, I believe. No. So we're going to use the top of Infernal Vortex, gaining 1 experience. Yeah, it's true that playing at higher difficulty also changes that. So we're going to use the Robes of Evocation, consuming the fire to use Infernal Vortex as an attack 5, targeting all enemies within or all enemies at exactly range 2. We already gained our 1 experience this time, I believe. Yes, which creates both fire and wind. And we're going to use, or we're going to hit all 3 of these. We will use the Power Ballad hitting the boss. We'll do the boss first. So the boss will be a 6 and then 5 and 5 on Deep Terrors 1 and 9, respectively. Nothing else to use for this yet. So boss first at a 6. Wow. Okay. Well, that'll pretty much win the game for us. So boss is down to a 19. And then 1 and 9. Okay. Well, better in that order. God, my initial instinct is always wrong too. It's crazy. I initially was just gonna say, all right, well, I'll go like top to bottom because it was 1 up to 9. And so if I'd done that, I actually would have missed on the boss, which would have been horrendous. It's a good thing I chose to hit that boss first, just for simplicity's sake, since it was the 6 and these are the 5s. All right. So we got 6 damage here, 12 damage here, and no damage here. This is kind of interesting, actually. We could actually play it safer if we use Burial to kill off this one, because then these 2 will be disarmed, and then nothing will basically hit us this round except for the boss. He'll just summon 1 here, but then that won't hit, so these won't summon at all. Otherwise, we can just hit with the boss for 3. I think the boss for 3 is probably better, though. Feels so bad. No, it's got to be correct to just hit the boss. That's too bad. Again, feels bad. Okay, so we will add a dark and use Burial, the bottom of Burial as an attack 3, targeting the boss. Okay. Did we create... Was there another element we were supposed to have created? No. Okay, well, anyway, we already created fire with the attack, so we just get 3 damage to the boss, which puts the boss down to 16. Right, I understand that. So, sorry, for the VODs, it's more that bosses summon stuff and you always Zerg the ad source first. Correct. But, I mean, this is why it's a shame that bosses are almost always summoners, because, again, because bosses are summoners, you don't have a choice but to kill the boss. It would have created some extensive scenario design, I think, in order to have some more elongated boss fights, but I think it would have been interesting. It's possible that some of the custom campaign, I mean, the community campaigns have more of that, since I haven't really had the opportunity to play them so much yet. All right, so this is lost, and that's done. All right, see you, Ephemeris. Take care. So then the boss goes. Boss takes 1 from his wound, summons a regular Deep Terror, and attacks like this, which is just going to be on the Elementalist at -2. So that's a 6 on the Elementalist. Miss would be really nice. No. All right, so that's going to be a lost card. It's unfortunate because both of these are just good, but it makes more sense to lose Formless Power. I mean, this is still an attack 5. I mean, this is an attack 4, range 4. This is an attack 5, range 2, but we have the Hawk Helm still anyway, and so It's just one attack higher, which is still better. All right. So then it is the keep saying wanting to say Brewmaster, Quartermaster. It's because Master, the Quartermaster's turn. So the Quartermaster is going to do some move in. So move 2, attack 1, can't attack, and then move 2. We'll just go to this coin. Guess it is a fair point that I think Isio is right. We should actually just use this as a generic move. It's not like we're going to need the boots. How? No, no, no. I take that back. We could actually care about having the boots to get to the treasure chests, right? After killing the boss. So strategically, just for beating the scenario, it's probably better for us just to use a generic move here. The reason why generic move matters is because in 2 turns, this will mean we'll have a card in our hand that we can lose more easily than having to lose a bunch of cards from a discard. But again, keeping the boots gives us more freedom to get the chest with any bottom. So I actually think I will prefer to keep my boots and just use that move there. And then we gain 1 experience and we do heal 4 on ourselves. We'll be the one tanking the boss from here on out, so it's better for us to get the heal. Well, we can't reach the elementals anyway. Whew, the elementalist is going to take some damage. I guess not necessarily. Not necessarily. All right. So now it's Soothsinger's turn. Gain 1 experience for having a song up. We're going to use the top of Throw Voice. So disarm at range 3. 1, 2, 3 to here. We're going to expand like this because this one will focus the Quartermaster, whereas these 2 would focus the Elementalist. And the Quartermaster can certainly absorb this more easily than the Elementalist can. So we disarm those 2 again. 1, 2, 3, expand like this. These are disarmed. This one's summoned, so it does nothing this round. I kind of before considered the Horrors more threatening, but again, disarming things which are summoning more enemies is probably the safer bet. And then we're going to use the bottom of Provoke Terror as attack 4, range 4, push 3, except we can't push, so it's just attack 4, range 4, targeting the boss. Okay. Well, 4, putting him down to 11. We could just even Ring of Haste now to do this. I don't know that it actually changes anything, though. Then we could short rest, get this back, do that next turn. Yeah, all right, that's actually probably correct. So we are going to use the Ring of Haste now then. But it'd be nice if we could get to a chest ourselves, except here we don't get to get to a chest. Still probably correct, though. Quartermaster will just have to get to a chest. Yep. So we'll do a move 3, attack 3, range 3. We want to get away from behind the Quartermaster. So we'll do 1, 2, 3 to here. And then we get another attack 3, having used the bottom of Melody and Harmony on the boss. So attack 3, plus 1 disarm. Again, disarm does nothing. Assume correct. So just 4 damage. Boss is down to 7. Okay, and then the deep terrors go. So these are disarmed. This one was summoned, so there's only number 9. Oops, that's gone. Which will attack the Quartermaster because the Quartermaster is the closest. Therefore. So let's grab one of these out. This is going to be summoned with 7 health. Placed here. Okay. So attack at -2, so it's just an attack 2 on the Quartermaster with disadvantage. All right. So simply 2, 1 to there, 1 to here, and he takes 1 retaliate. Which actually kills him. That's funny. All right. So that's the round. So like I said, here we're short resting, here we're short resting, and here I don't believe we're short resting. Nope. That's the only card we care about keeping. Nope. That's definitely the card we care. Well, it's actually just an attack 5. Winter's Edge is an attack 5. This gives 1 experience for a summon. Why do all his losses give only 1 or its losses give only 1 experience? So we can't even reach our battle goal, but so be it. We opened a door. We have not killed an elite, right? Yeah, no, so be it. We're not getting check marks. Beating bosses is pretty difficult for this party. I'd rather just focus on actually beating the boss. I mean, I am going to get the chests, obviously. I'm not a crazy person, but all right. So what are we doing here? I think no matter what, this is tough actually. I'd like to get the chest no matter what. All right, well, earliest initiative, that gives a lot of attacks, and then a bottom attack just in case. Both these bottom attacks are basically the same, so we'll do this one. Over here, for the Elementalist, like I said, probably earliest initiative as well. We have our boots. Oh, we don't have our boots. Oh no, we've got to get the chest. We got to get the chest. All right. So that's changing that plan slightly. So we need more movement is the point here. So we need this for movement. Oh, but then we can still just use this as an attack. The fact that it's a loss is fine. I mean, we shouldn't need more than just attacking this round to end it. And then we can use this for movement, so we still have good initiative, and we can hit the boss. All right, perfect. So here, so we kind of want to go after them to see if they kill the boss so that we can pick up a chest. But I guess if, I mean, normally we should be able to, yeah, this works, right? So the Elementals hits for 5. All right, the boss has how much health left? 7. So the Elementals is going to hit the boss for 5. And then after that, the Quartermaster is going to do the top, well, actually 6 because of Power Ballad. And then we're going to do an attack 3 on the boss. But actually, sorry, we can actually do our bottom attack first because we can use our boots with our top move. Because that'll actually, as move 3, still make it to the chest since, excuse me, this one died. So we can actually go after them to be safe. No, but that doesn't actually make sense. In that case, since they can always make it to the chest, we should go early and make sure that we also hit the boss just to protect against a miss or something like that. In that case, we just want to go as early as possible. We have nothing defensive on top. No, I mean, throwing out some curses theoretically, but it's bad initiative. All right, let's do it. Boss is doing generic stuff. These aren't even moving, which is great for us, although one of them is hitting the Quartermaster, which I guess is a little bit less great. Deep Terror is doing some kind of scary stuff, and Lurker just not moving again. Classic. Okay, so Soothsinger's first, gains 1 experience for having a song up. We're going to use the bottom of Provoke Terror as another attack 4 on the boss. We simply go to the chest. No. Yeah, so an attack 4 on the boss. Ugh. I actually vaguely remember these chests possibly being check marks, and if it is a check mark, I'm going to feel really bad about giving it up on her. So what if I do just go to the chest myself? We should still kill the boss. Yeah, I want it. I want that chest for myself. I think it's a check mark. And check marks are good for the Quartermaster as well. They're actually worst on him, but he's definitely getting this one. No one else is getting that one. Ugh. I mean, the Quartermaster is getting a check mark from this scenario. It's either going to, when there are two check chests like this, well, one can be a trap and the other one's not. I don't think that's the case here. One, they can both be money or they can both be check marks, I would say most frequently. I mean, I guess they could both be something else too, but I think this one, they are both check marks. But maybe I'm confusing with another scenario. Could just both be money. In that case, I would rather the Quartermaster. No, actually, for enhancements, we kind of want as well. Let's be greedy. I don't think we actually die this round, even if we don't kill him here. So let's actually use the top of Provoke Terror to do a 2-target stun. So who do we want to stun? I guess this goes before the Quartermaster, so that's worth stunning. So I guess like stun like this and stun like this. Sure. And then we're just going to use the bottom of Echoing Aria as a generic move, going to here. And we'll definitely pull that generic move back, just in case. Using another charge from Major. All right, so let's see what was in that chest. It was chest number 57. Let's see if we were correct. Ah, 15 gold. Darn it. Well, like I said, I actually may prefer getting... I actually think I probably do prefer getting the gold on the Soothsinger rather than the Quartermaster. Quartermaster does need items. We've got most of the items at this point anyway, and Quartermaster is actually really... Enhancements are not very good for the Quartermaster. The Soothsinger, they're much better, and it's our personal goal, our personal quest. So I actually think, even if I did know it was money, I think I would also have preferred to go here. So I think that's fine. It's also harder in general for her to pick up coins because, like, classes that don't have a ton of awesome bottom actions, unlike the Quartermaster or Soothsinger who does, spend a lot of their time just moving anyway. In that case, it's just kind of like using any bottom action as a loot action, sort of. Whereas all her best actions are bottom actions, so she gets so little time to actually move on to coins. So it's better for her to pick up money like this as well. Excuse me. Okay, so next up is the Elementalist. So how do we want to hit things in here? Did we gain our 1 experience on her turn? Yes, we did. Okay, perfect. So we're using this top here. We're gaining 1 experience, always. How are we hitting things? I mean, I guess it should always probably be like these two. Sure. So let's hit the boss first, and then I guess Deep Terror number 1. Using the top of Primal Duality as a loss. So that's loss, so we get attack 5 on 2 targets. We'll use Power Ballad on the boss, so attack 6 on the boss, and then attack 5 on regular Deep Terror number 1. We're down here. Okay, so we crit the boss, and he's dead. And then the regular Deep Terror, we create an Earth, and do +0, which means down to 2. Well, our bad luck in the beginning balanced out without a doubt. We got a number of, back-to-back turn crits on the Elementalist. And then we're going to use the bottom of Raw Enhancement as a move 3. 1, 2, 3 to gain what should, I assume, be 15 gold as well. Chest number 18. 15 gold as well. And that's fine, because we really want gold on him as well. On it as well. Okay, great. So then the Horror Infestors go. This one is stunned, and these two don't move, so they do nothing. So then it is just the Quartermaster's turn. So we want to end on a coin no matter what. And I guess we kill this once, one less attacker. So sure. So let's do... I guess it's better to make 2 attacks to have a better chance of kill. Oh no. Let's actually, yeah, we've got the spear. Let's use Giant Club, gaining 1 experience, making an attack 5, using the long spear, skewering like this, hitting Deep Terror number 1. Okay, so we kill that Deep Terror. Trust a coin there. No matter what, we're always going adjacent to one of them. It doesn't really matter. All right, then we'll just use a generic move going down to here. Okay, and then we win. There are just 2 Deep Terrors attacking, and we have more than 2 cards left in our hand, so we can never become exhausted this round, so we win. Okay. Well, I didn't think we were going to win after that first turn with them disarming, but then, now we got a number of crits, and we were able to set up finally figure out a pretty good solution to the room, so we did all right, and we also got kind of lucky. Them not moving here also helped, although it wouldn't have mattered so much this round. More than anything, it was just the crits. Okay. So we gained End of Corruption and New Location. New Location we already have, so we're up to 2 stacks of End of Corruption. What is the one? Oh yeah, Nightmare Peak. No, we completed it. Oh god, no, it's the forest. We have to complete Slave Pens. Oh god. Oh no. All right. So Lair of the Unseeing Eye completed. Okay, so let's tally up our rewards, shall we? Scenario was 5, which means actual level is 4. Gold or coins are worth 4 each, and experience is 12. So we just gained 4 more gold here. It's up to 65. Here we gained no more gold. And here we gained 16 more gold. Not bad. Okay. Quartermaster was the only one to actually complete the check mark, I believe. Opening a door. Yes. Killing an elite. No. And gain 13 more experience. No. Although we gave it a valiant effort. 8 experience is not bad for such a short scenario. All right. Let's clear all this stuff off. Have to clean up our decks again as well. Just give me a second. For anyone who's watching now and hasn't been watching before, I'll post this a couple times. This is the poll for which solo scenario we will do tomorrow. Let's actually see what the results are like so far. More votes for Triforce than Music now. Just Themris voting a bunch of times over and over again, huh? Alright, so we cleared out that deck. We need to clear out this one as well. I'm not sure if this deck actually had anything. Oh yeah, we had the starting curses. And then over here. What's amazing is how we drew that many of the curses so early. I mean, we still, like I said, our flipping balanced out quite well because we got lucky in the end. But it's such a large deck. For the person to have drawn the most curses to be the person with the largest deck is also just strange. I mean, yeah, we made some multi-target, I guess. That's fair. But not sure that it was even that much. I mean, yeah, we flipped significantly more than anyone else in the party. I guess that is true, actually. We really did. Okay. Let's put these things over here. It's the rest of our hand. Oops, that's not the button I wanted. This is. All right, let's get the rest of our rewards. It's just the experience. So 20 experience for the elementalist. And then here we had a 23 experience. Not so much more for once. It wasn't a very long scenario, so she didn't have time to milk the experience like she normally does by having songs up for a very long period of time. Just 12 rounds, yeah. And then over here, 19 experience. So we will gain our level. So let's check this. And let's do our level on the Quartermaster real quick. So we're actually going to gain 2 perks because we gain 1 from check marks and 1 from this. We're about 50% range, 50% melee. So this is of questionable effectiveness. The problem is even the 50% of time that we're in, I mean, all right, I've taken this before on this class and I've always been disappointed with it. I'm always like, well, if I get to double and attack 5, that's amazing, but it just doesn't come up often enough with that specific attack. You make enough of other attacks, and on top of that, sometimes even if you do, nothing else is in range, etc. At the same time, he's also the tank in this party, so he's more likely to be surrounded by things. It is the cursed perk. I mean, even before that run with the Tinker, in my defense, I still think it is a good perk for the Tinker. For the Quartermaster, like I said, I've tried it playing this class for an entire. I mean, when I started pretty high prosperity, high lineage, so I got it from the very beginning. I tried it, and I don't think it worked out for me. Maybe a single time it worked out in a run of probably like 15 or 20 scenarios or something. Yeah, probably like 15. So, but I always tempted. It's such a powerful perk. It just doesn't work. So I don't think it should be that, which is a shame. The +0 refreshes. That's interesting now. Having those would make us feel more confident in being able to use the Doom Compass early in a scenario. That's interesting. But at the same time, like I said, the thing this party really just needs the most is just more damage. So I really feel like actually just the rolling +1s are probably the best thing we can get. We also don't deal that, I mean, we don't really have advantage ever. Maybe we're occasionally going to get strengthened from the bottom power ballot, although we're not bringing that from many scenarios anyway. So I really think it's probably this. The only thing that's really in contention, I think, is probably the rolling stun. Just to be clear for anyone watching right now, the only reason we do not have all 3 of these perks already is because we're playing with fixed stamina potions. Obviously, if you play this class with fixed stamina potions, I would generally suggest this, then these immediately, then remove 4+0s, then do these. I guess this may be very first if you need to tank. Actually, probably almost always this very first. I forgot about that down there. Usually start from the top down. But anyway, yeah, so how valuable is a single stun? We don't actually stun at all with any of our attacks right now, so it's possible that the rolling stun modifier, but we also have a lot of CC already from the Soothsinger. Yeah, I think I just want the rolling +1s more now. I think it's just going to add more consistent damage, which is probably the thing we're lacking most. Stun is more valuable, but it's just less consistent. These things are also more valuable, but I'm just not sure how much they actually do. I mean, the ability to refresh the Doom Compass when you want to is very powerful, but the ability to refresh it randomly is still fine, but not as good. Not knowing whether you're having that coming or not is a big difference. I guess we should have taken a look at our level 6 card, but we don't have we do have the giant AoE already. The catastrophic bomb. Oh, that changes things, right? That significantly changes things. This card is crazy. So now the rolling +1s are actually worse, and other stuff is actually better. So what we actually want now is a major power potion. We don't have the space for it right now. I mean, we could sell one of these, but we don't have enough money. All right, well, change of plan. I thought this was at a higher level for some reason. This card at level 6 is something. Is something. Alright. Well, as much as we wanted those, we're actually going to take these now. This is the attack that makes these really broken. Alright, there we go. It's tempting to take the stun instead, actually, because of this, because just being able to randomly get stun on one of the targets can be valuable, but it's less predictable. These are more valuable, I think, and we just need to get to 3 of these as quickly as possible now that we have this. Admittedly, all right, what I actually wanted to say there is, as long as we don't have the major power potion, the stun is actually probably more valuable than one of these, but hopefully we're buying the major power potion after one more scenario, so, and by then we won't have gotten another perk, and I'd still like to have 3 of these when I get that, so better to just take these now. All right, well, so we actually take 2 of those. So anyway, level 6. Let me just blow my nose quickly, sorry. Oops, there we go. All right, I'm back. So, level 6. On the right, we have Cursed Quiver of Arrows. If any adjacent ally performs a ranged attack, that ally gains add target for the attack. It's a pretty great ability, to be honest. Very powerful, combined with a move 6 on bottom. Just a great card. Works very well as support. That being said, in this party, we're much more of the tank than the support, and it's damage dealing we need. This does provide damage dealing. It's so-so with the Soothsinger. Soothsinger does have a couple powerful attacks and a great modifier deck, but doesn't attack consistently enough. And both of our allies don't make range attacks that much. This can be good in certain parties, certainly. It is good for the Elementalist, but it just depends on which Elementalist attack. It's like good for every other turn for the Elementalist. So this is still good. I think the effect is certainly fine. And if I had a 10 card hand size, I might even just be tempted to take this. But I'm unlikely to be next to the Elementalist or Soothsinger that frequently. I have a 9 card hand size, and we've seen how quickly I run out of cards, and I do really want to play Reinforced Steel, and I'm already having difficulty playing that because of the longevity issues without being able to recur stamina potions. So there's just no way I can justify this. Move 6 is cool, but at the end of the day, not comparable to the most catastrophic of bombs. This card is pretty insane. It just hits basically everything in the room. You flip a bunch of modifiers, and this gives you all the things, which is great. Combined with Sharpening Kit for even more damage. Ah, that's true. Quiver of Arrows does make Vengeance more broken. But I don't think we need to really. I mean, Vengeance is already going to do enough stupid stuff. I don't really want to go ham on making Vengeance more stupid. And this is just more fun. Because we don't have stamina potions, we're going to see how broken this actually is. We're going to obviously focus on using major and minor power potions to buff this up as much as possible, then hopefully recur them, and still do a ton of damage. The bottom is also okay, sometimes harder to use, doesn't get used that frequently, although you do have a move 1 on top plus the boots, so you can theoretically do a move 3 and then use this to do some direct damage. We do finally have a way to actually kill like flame demons and vermling shaman. But anyway, yeah, Catastrophic Bomb is an amazing card. Quiver of Arrows is also a good card, but unfortunately just comes up against Catastrophic Bomb. Okay, here we go. Put all these things away. I don't know why I'm putting them back. I should just be deleting them, I guess. So which scenario are we doing next? We're going to take a very short break, not too long, and then we'll do one more scenario. The solo scenario will be for tomorrow. I guess that'll be the first thing we do tomorrow, and then we'll do regular scenario afterwards. What should we do? God, I just keep putting this off and putting this off, but that's just what I'm going to keep doing. I'm just going to keep putting this off. All right, let's do a city event first. Maybe we'll unlock a scenario with a city event. Who knows? Can be optimistic. Oh, no. And no. No, it didn't unlock anything. Well, add another event to the deck, I guess, if you consider that unlocking. Okay. Oh, we've got this. Yes. All right, well, I guess that's what we'll be doing. We just did that recently with Emerus. Let's wait a little bit longer until we do that. All right, all right. Could do the abandoned sewers. I've also been forgetting to do this. We do actually have some town records things, although I think the first one. Hold on, let me just go through this quickly and see. I'm pretty sure we actually should have unlocked a scenario here, at least one. I'm forgetting to do this. But I believe the first scenario we've unlocked is not what we want to be doing right now. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. It's page 11. All right, well, we do actually have another scenario unlocked, but I'm definitely not doing that as my last scenario for the day. Get to unlock scenario 72, which is consensus hardest scenario in the game. Although, I guess, depends how you... Generally speaking, the hardest scenario in the game. I would say 38 with a 2-player party, or even potentially some 3-player parties, is maybe the hardest in the game, but more because of poor design. This scenario is just unbelievable. Where is... Oh, yeah, it's down here. This scenario is just really, really difficult. Really, very, quite difficult. We can do Well of the Unfortunate. Still don't want to do this. Did we add the things for helping him? I feel like I've never gotten those events. Or maybe I just haven't gotten them. I need to check that at some point, but I won't do that now. I don't know. There's nothing really appealing. Kind of a bunch of scenarios that I don't like. I guess that's why they're still here. All right, let's do Shrine of Strength. This scenario sucks, by the way. I hate this scenario. I do not like, I should say. Also, another scenario where we're going to get nothing as a reward. But so be it. At least it's kind of average scenario. All right, let's do scenario 15, Shrine of Strength. So, all right, I'm going to cut the recording now first.